we use Miracle around the house. And he said, Don, you're my friend? Hell no.
And rightly so.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot what I got this week stuff. Hang on, let me get it. Oh.
I like I attempted to do last week. I'm going to recuse myself from Titan's Return discussion again this week if I can, because I don't even care anymore.
Not at all?
Not at all.
Well, I mean you guys covered so much last week. I don't even know if there's much more to say.
Okay.
The only thing there is left to say is what I said on Twitter, which is, man, what a waste of Mark Hamill.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like...
And that's concerning the
only
Last
thing there
Jedi.
is to talk about is the only thing there is to talk about is the Power of the Primes news. Really, there's no point in talking about the episode.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch.
At most, I think at this point, only Diecast might have watched it.
I'm gonna watch them all this weekend.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was about to say, is there liquor in the house?
No.
There probably should be.
It doesn't have to be liquor. I mean, there's all kinds of other things you could use.
Yeah, I mean...
Drano.
Drano.
Yeah, I mean...
Drano.
Just in case y'all guys were interested, this week's TFYLP was an interview, and we had... I wasn't on the show, I was in the audience. But Duron had Aaron Archer, and... You saw it?
I mean, I didn't watch it, but I saw who he had.
Yeah, and I think he was the producer of the Netflix show.
Yep.
Yep. I went over to a friend's house tomorrow since we're both off, and I'm gonna see if I can't watch it over at his place. He's got Netflix.
I love it. Are you gonna chill while you're there?
Yeah, he's got a Raspberry Pi.
Ooh.
And we're probably gonna play some games.
Really?
Yeah.
And Brian is interested.
Yeah, because see, I told him I'd bring my SNES Classic if he wanted to play something. He says, I've pretty much got everything that the Classic has, plus a bunch more. So
yeah, he's one of those people.
Yeah, if you have a Raspberry Pi, you've got it all.
Yep.
I mean, I have a Raspberry Pi. I just don't go around waving it around and showing people.
Could.
Yeah, I could.
Oh, yes. Did you see the Dragon Warrior speed run at AGDQ today, Brian?
Dragon Warrior 1?
Uh-huh.
How long did it take him?
27 minutes.
What level did they make it to?
7.
They did it at 7?
Uh-huh.
Like, I beat it at 20 or 19?
They have managed to get it to where you manipulate the RNG in that game so precisely that you only take a hit when you ever want to take a hit.
Wow.
It's absolutely
I love
amazing.
speedrun culture.
Yeah. That was
It's insane, but it's so interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I need to do this on this specific frame. You can tell I've done it because the townspeople are going to move in this order. I'm going to walk to here. Here's metal slime. I press B this many times. I hold up for this long.
Wait, is there a trick to...
I hit it. Critical hit. I'm now level 5.
So they've been able to game beating the metal slime.
They have been able to game everything. They have figured out how to predict the random number generation to make sure you get what monsters you want, what critical hits you want, everything.
That's interesting. I love that. So I'm slowly working my way through the Dragon Quest games, meaning I finished 1 and 2. I need to finish 3. I need to start 3. Actually, I got to the very end of 5. I think I mentioned this. I got to the very end of 5, and I ended up I stopped playing it for the move, and I came back, and I was at the very end, and there was a corrupt save on it.
Oh,
yeah, that was on the Super NES version, not the DS version. Because I haven't even touched the DS version, though I have it.
DS version is nice. What's up, Don?
So for the uninitiated, these speed runs are basically a video game example of watching press your luck for months at a time to uncover the patterns of the
yes,
board.
that's exactly it.
That is a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
There's people who beat Super Mario Brothers in like 6 minutes.
I can see that.
They got all the movement patterns down completely.
That's all muscle memory.
And the games that actually have random number elements are a fairly different level, but it's the very same concept.
So
the other two,
go ahead.
The other two highlights for today were someone actually taught someone how to finish Strider in less than 10 minutes on screen.
Which version of Strider?
NES. And someone did the jet bike stage in Battletoads blindfolded.
Dear God.
Today was some of the block I wanted to actually watch, so I need to go back and do that later. Because it sounds like there's some good stuff going on.
Oh, absolutely.
I've played Strider on the 8-bit.
Uh-huh.
It is absolutely horrible to get.
It's not that hard of a game, not that I recall. It's just not a good game.
Well, it's like Ninja Gaiden. It's like Ninja Gaiden's a great game, and I'm playing it on the NES Classic. But it's like, I don't remember this game being that hard. Oh, that's right. I quit halfway through because I couldn't get it.
So, Don, you're playing on an HD TV, right?
Yeah, I've got Mom's HD.
I can't hardly play any of the games like on the NES Classic on my HD TV because of the frame lag.
I've got mine set on
game mode.
One of the modes.
Game mode.
I think that's. It's just. I was better at these games when I was a lot younger, and it's frustrating.
Your reaction time was better, Don.
I know, but it's frustrating to remember being better at these games and then it's like, I can do this. I've done this. Why am I sucking a bubble bobble this bad?
So, like, I can do much better on a CRT TV with the original hardware. Like, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is ridiculous to try to play it emulated on an HD TV. It's near impossible to beat Mike Tyson.
I was never any good at that anyway because I could never get past King Louie. I still can't get past King Louie.
King Hippo?
Yeah, King Hippo, sorry.
He's easy.
Yeah.
You knock him down once.
I can't.
You dodge.
You dodge until he opens his mouth, you punch him in it, and then you punch him in the stomach. And then you just keep doing that.
Yeah, I think he has a pattern too, so
they all have
muscle memory.
Oh, everything in Punch-Out has a pattern.
Yeah.
I can beat Soda Poppin'. Not Soda Poppin'. So yeah, I'm sorry. I can beat God, what's the guy right before Super Macho Man? I can beat him in the first round without him laying a glove on me.
I think actually last year on GDQ someone did beat Punch-Out blindfolded.
Yes.
Yeah, totally
blindfolded, which people thought was impossible previously, but they realized that
I believe it.
They realized that exhausting your stamina resets its pattern. So that if you just keep punching him and can exhaust your stamina before he hits you, he will always start with the same sequence of punches again.
I need to share the stream and stuff and post this to T-Formers. Sorry, but
you got a few minutes still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need a couple minutes for what I got this week.
What else is new?
Hey, it hasn't been the case as of late, so...
Yeah.
No, but it's still the expected pattern.
On XV...
What's up?
Man, those arms are frustrating on on Rodimus Prime. I want to throw him across the room.
The shoulder joints?
Yeah, I thought maybe it won't bother me that much, and then it's just so unnatural. It bothers me so much when I have the figure in my hand and I'm trying to manipulate it.
Remember last time I showed him, he was in vehicle mode?
Yeah.
Guess what he's still in? Probably will be for a while.
I didn't. Maybe it's a good thing I haven't found one yet. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. No, I have issues with the figure, but I still kind of think for what it's trying to do at a mass retail price point, the kids would still probably enjoy it. because there's a lot of transformation and combining and play pattern there. So I still think it's a good figure for its price point, considering what we were getting in Titan's Return for that same price point.
Which toy are we talking about?
The new Power of the Primes, Rodimus.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's just compared to what we were getting with, say, Titan's Return Commander Wars Ultra Magnus, Titan's Return Optimus. They were good figures, but compared to what the Rodimus and the Optimus are trying to do at the same point, I think it's a better. You get more toy with the Power of the Primes leaders, but from a collector standpoint, there is some disappointment. But I still think you're getting more toy at that price.
Maybe.
Hey Don.
Optimus Prime is great.
Yeah.
So did you see? Was it Mock Tackle who did the Pepsi convoy?
Yeah,
that was awesome with Pepsi Man.
Yes, it was.
God, that was amazing.
I don't think I saw that.
Look on Twitter. I retweeted it. If you don't follow Mock Tackle, so
I do, but it's kind of hard during the day to catch this stuff when I'm at work.
So, but Don, when you watch the toys that made us, let me know what you think. I really loved it.
Yeah, because they say that the Barbie episode is really interesting. Even if
time is the fire in which we burn. Sorry. I cannot hear somebody say "they say" without following up with that. I just can't.
We've noticed.
I know. I can't let it go. It's not a good movie, but I love it.
It's not a bad movie.
Honestly, the climax of it should have been Picard and Kirk having a fist fight.
Yeah.
With I don't have the music queued up to go. Oh well.
So, but the thing is, Kirk didn't die alone. He always knew that he would die alone. So, what the hell am I doing?
He died in a really convoluted way in a somewhat lackluster movie.
Oh, John's on.
Yep.
John and I had a really great talk last night. It was awesome. We recorded the Get the Skinny.
I assume you're referring to Get the Skinny.
Yeah.
I listened to that. Well, what you published at least.
I enjoyed it. Basically that was it. I thought it came out really well. We had a lot of fun recording. At least I did. Hey, John.
Hi. Have you guys started yet?
We're streaming. We're not doing the show.
But the show isn't started yet.
No.
Okay.
No, like 10 more minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Look, it's the glamour girl.
Hey, my daughter wanted to say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
God, she's so cute.
I'm so cute.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And now
I talk Transformers with these guys every week.
For years, longer than you've been alive.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. Are there lots of Transformers in this room? Yeah. Yeah. Tons.
Oh, John, she's so big. I can't believe she's gotten that big already.
My favorite thing is to look at Jamie's Facebook where she posts all the photos, the glamour girl stuff. I really love it.
Thanks.
Yeah, Kim and I talk about it. Kim and I talk about the photos all the time. It's actually a point of conversation that pops up at least once or twice a week.
You want to wave goodbye? All right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
It's not a bad.
She is so cute.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't met her yet because she hasn't actually been to a convention. But Kim and I really hope that the next time they go out somewhere that they bring her.
How old is she now?
What, 3? Something like that?
Yeah. Because she's exactly the same age as my son.
Huh.
Yeah, they were born on the same day. We found that out at TFCon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What a small fandom.
Oh, sorry. Have you seen that, Rob?
Oh, the new Zaku Kai. It does look pretty good.
I never liked DSC.
Yeah, I just know it's a
that's
Zaku.
nice looking. Yeah.
It's a I'm just not used to other, I just recognize it being.
That's an iconic Gundam thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a clue what it is, but it's iconic.
It's just an interesting color scheme. It's almost like it's like a C version with those colors.
Oh, it's like that sea spray repaint. Was he Octopunch, or was that just what was that? I can't remember.
It was two ducks.
A little bit of sausage before we get into the show. When it comes to Titan's Return, can I go first since
I think
you're the only one who watched it?
You'll be going only.
Oh, okay.
I've got nothing to say. I don't want to.
Rob, am I correct, or were we correct in saying that that's the last episode?
That's the last
of
episode.
Series?
It is.
That is the last episode of Titan's Return, but Power of the Primes starts sometime within the next 3 months.
Okay, so it's going to be a much quicker turnaround.
Which might explain why it was a year before we had Titan's Return after Combiner Wars or whatever ridiculous length of time it was.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I like how they're not even going to let us think that maybe they'll increase. No, we're just putting it right out. There's no way we can make it look any better.
Well, to be honest, with the shorter turnaround, I think there's a little bit less expectation in my mind that they'll have learned anything from this one. So
Exactly.
Well, yeah, because it has to be in the can already, basically. Like,
well,
they literally
no,
can't learn anything from
They
this
might
'cause it's already
literally start
done.
rendering it a week before it comes out. I mean, come on.
yeah,
I mean,
Maybe
they do
that's
like
why
their
it looks
voice
this way, because
actors.
they're actually streaming a live render as it's in progress.
I actually think a live render would look better at this point.
yeah. I like the look of some of those voice cast members, but just having heard one of them in the last episode, they really need some better directors and
Let's save
engineers.
this for actual showtime in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I do have things to say. Damn it.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was going to go that way.
Yeah,
Back to off-topic stuff. My favorite Zaku variant was the 8th MS Team J-Type.
yeah.
Not too far removed from the standard, but just different enough.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, 8th Team always had like really solid, really pretty art for the mobile suits.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Diecast, did you get your power baser yet?
Oh, okay.
No.
Oof.
It looks like it should be here soon. I just don't know when soon is.
When will then be now?
Soon.
When will soon be now?
Tomorrow.
That's it. I hope. And did I tell everyone the explanation of why my stuff got destroyed, that one shipment?
I don't think you gave us the explanation. You just were talking about... You were trying to read off the email to us, I think.
Yeah.
But it didn't make much sense.
Well, I got another email that said and what I think it said in translation is basically the airline took it to the wrong warehouse, so everything had to be destroyed.
What? That makes sense.
Which I think it's like you come into customs and they don't have the paperwork for it, and they're just like, just burn it all. That's the only thing I can think of in my head.
Yeah, that sounds about right. If the paperwork, if they send it to the wrong warehouse and the customs paperwork they prepared did not match where it was actually from, that would be a reason to destroy it all, yes.
Mm.
So that's what happened.
Yeah, that's just a guess on my part. I don't have any kind of insider knowledge, but it sure sounds right.
What was it?
Yeah, I don't really know how customs works, so...
Apparently not in this case.
Not well, no.
They apparently didn't know how it works either.
Well, I was about to say,
For as
customs
many
is
things that
working...
Diecast has gotten through, it does work up to a statistical point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
It's just
customs is
finally-
working... Yeah. Customs is working exactly the way it's supposed to. It's the... if I'm right, it's the paperwork that the Taobao sellers were supposed to fill out that was not.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Do I sound okay?
Your Heil sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it sounds... This is the mic that I was using before I got the mic that I was aspiring toward. But this one might actually sound better than the other mic. It wasn't working. I had to get it repaired, so glad I did.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, 2 minutes. Okay. Winners are selected. Will be announced soon. NPM 6.
Is I a winner?
No.
Is I a winner? Damn it.
Yeah, his birth rumor generation of projects.
Oh, so you guys will like this. Jason will like this. So I bought something to get over the free shipping at Toys R Us because I got another grotesque.
Oh, the Milano.
And, so I purchased this. They shipped this separately. I still haven't gotten the grotesque yet.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
free shipping, they get to ship me 2 packages instead of one.
It's almost like they
when I got
keep going bankrupt or something.
So the November Amazon Japan stuff, that was Double Cross and Misfire. They did not have both of them at the same time. They shipped out Double Cross on its own first, and then like 2 days later they shipped Misfire. I only paid the one initial shipping charge, so I mean they got hit for the full second DHL.
I actually ordered this and 2 of the little Mega Bloks Ninja Turtles that were like on clearance for like $2 each.
Yep.
The black and white ones or the regulars?
Yeah, the black and white.
Leonardo and Michelangelo, probably, right?
It was Leonardo and Michelangelo, I think. So
It's almost like there's an echo in here.
I'll see when they show up. I have no idea.
Oh, speaking of Mega Bloks, if you got an Ollie's, check them. They got 40% off their toys. I picked up the D7 Cruiser for like $8.
Nice.
What's the D7?
Klingon battle cruiser.
The smaller of the 2 large ship kits from the Star Trek line.
The one you have.
Yeah. I'll have to check. That.
With
I
all,
mean, you can always have more than one D7.
yeah, with Ollie's having that 40% off deal, I ended up buying a few more of the Klingon sword fight sets. Whatever.
Oh yeah, the engineering booster pack.
Because you can't have too many of those terminals.
No.
Or Klingons.
Or Klingons. Or swords. Or Scotties. He's a generic
Spider
red shirt.
phasers.
We're gonna need another Scotty.
God, nice. Okay, I'm good to go if you guys are.
Sure.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 553. I am Brian Kilby, and
I hope I got that number right.
it is. It's right.
Okay.
I didn't
I
even
always talk
look.
about that every week.
I have to do that every week for the video.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's right.
Jason's here. He may have changed it, and then you may have changed it.
No,
That's
just
what
be diecast.
happens.
He would
when
have to
there
log
goes
into my
something.
computer for that to work, and he would have to be here, which is the only way that I would actually have a producer for this show. But I wish I did. So, Jason, if you want to move to like Charlotte, that would be awesome.
If you
Yeah,
don't go live in
Jason-
Brian's basement.
Stop trying to
Jason
steal
might-
my producer.
Jason might have come and changed it to say half of 2018, like he did for There Goes My Money.
Yes.
Oh no, wait, that's just how you read it.
I haven't actually listened yet. Hey, so but this is Radio Free Cybertron. That was Chris, Diecast, Jason, Don. How are you doing?
Hi.
That's good. Rob,
The only energy.
John,
Yo.
Matt. Matt.
Oh.
Where's Matt? Oh, he's not here.
Well, Brad,
He's
I
He's
on
on
chat.
Twitter at MELLL
VARR.
VARR.
Yes.
No, Matt is on special assignment. The last I heard, he was headed towards Singapore, and he's waiting at a local toy store for the next Duocon to come out, so he can beat Chris to the punch on the next Duocon.
So are we getting when are we getting flywheels? Do we have any idea?
No, we have no idea because that was not in the leak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
No,
figure
well,
2019.
yeah.
Well, generally Singapore is usually a month to a month and a half before it starts showing up on U.S. shores.
He's in the chat.
Hi, Matt.
Matt's in the chat. He's like, Matt, he said, screw you, Diecast. That's great. Sorry. tfradio.net/live. Okay, hey, so Timmy Dodson in the chat said that Grotesque is available at ToysRUs.com right now.
Wait,
So,
what?
Did it ever? Did it ever go out of stock?
Oh, I thought it did.
I don't know.
Thanks.
RC is still available.
Well, as of yesterday, it had not. That's all
Okay.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
So as far as I've heard, they actually functionally limited it to one per person. So I think the stock is actually held out so far.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Sometimes it's real bad. Their stuff will go in stock, and out of stock, and then back in stock, and out of stock because it's just not well set up.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least you have it. Except for Rob, who doesn't have a head.
He will.
I will.
Rob Skurtusk came sans head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I feel your pain, Rob. I feel your pain.
And while in other toy lines that would be a disaster and the whole figure would need replaced, in this case, since it's a headmaster, it just needs someone to come up with a spare head.
So I was thinking about that. If Rob had contacted Hasbro customer support, I would love for them to just pitch the line. Well, just go buy another head. That's why we have these Titans Return heads available for only $5.
Yeah,
The joke's on them, though, because those aren't on shelves anymore because they clearanced all of them out.
Yep.
Yep.
Either that, or they'd say, "Well, we'll send you a random $5 Titan Master to finish your incomplete $25 toy."
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay.
Or we'll send you a random $25 toy in exchange, and then you'd get, Astro Train or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So lots of fun stuff going on this week. We got lots of news. We have This Week in History, of course. But in a few minutes, we're going to have the winner of our Twitter contest. We are giving away a Titans Return RC and randomly a Valvatron that I happened to find in the thrift store for $3. So
That is such a weird
I
find.
know, right?
I love weird finds.
I love weird finds. It's the best. So, but before we go into that, did anybody get anything diecast? We're going to go with you first.
Ooh. All right. I got a KO Megatron, the MP36 Masterpiece. And this is the one by Infinite Transformation. It's IT. And he's the one who has an extra piece on the backpack. So it looks a lot less holy. And I see why they did it. And I see why Hasbro didn't, or Takara didn't, because everyone would say if Takara did it, that would parts form. But when a third party or knockoff company does it, then it's an added accessory.
It's a value add.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it does make the back look so much nicer. And he also came with 2 guns, and the joints are like so much better than the actual official. Like I'm really happy with it. It's really solid compared to what I got with.
How much was it?
His shipping was a lot because it's a big box. It's pretty much the size of the original MP36. So I think it was like $90 with shipping.
That's not bad at all.
No, really not.
Yeah. And diecast, I've been watching a couple of reviews because I've been debating on getting one of the KOs, and I think that's the one that's been recommended by most of the reviewers. But also, it's on the gun. It does have one of the. I believe it's that version that there's a 4th notch on the gun that has the American effects as well as the Japanese. I believe it's that one.
What the hell is that? So it's Megatron.
That sounds like a really rough quality of voice clip, but
on a really good reproduction.
I love it.
Or the other way around.
Yeah. The
And in this case,
retreat just gets me.
Oh yeah.
And in this case, the sounds do come from the gun.
Yeah, and you get a little Karmazin figure. I got 3 of those little Karmazin figures. Am I saying that right?
Crimzy?
Yeah, Crimzeek. Yeah, there you go.
Were you watching the Japanese dub?
No, I think he's gonna phasic.
So that's really cool. I'm really happy with that. It's an awesome quality.
I'm
not that I'm endorsing KOs or
Yes, you
Sure
are.
you are.
A little bit.
I picked up Despotron on the big sale from Chosen Prime because I think he looks really good. But I'm also I'm looking at maybe getting the Wajang one, and I'm also thinking about getting the one that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just because it's such good versions of the character, but each one's different enough to meet a different spot on the shelf.
Yeah. And the reason I got this one, because I do have the official.
Buy everything.
I always support the official stuff. I was scared to transform the official.
I kind of am too, to be honest.
I didn't want to damage the paint. The paint quality on this is even supposedly really good to where you can actually transform it and not worry about any of the paint coming off, even on the barrel if you're putting on the extension. So that's one reason I got it, because I wanted to transform it.
It's amazing what you can afford to do with a figure when you don't have to put in the R&D costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, if you're gonna knock something off, you should at least improve it, and they've done that.
And I can agree with that, yeah.
I disagree with that fully. Knockoffs should be garbage.
Okay, I'm going to go with the Hey Mickey theory here. It should be either really good or really bad, never mediocre.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so like, all things being equal, I'm against high quality knockoffs because those are the things that are legitimately made to deceive people into buying them instead of a legitimate product. But I can kind of get behind diecast's logic here, where if you're legitimately afraid to transform the official product, I don't think there's super harm in having a knockoff for being the one you actually do mess with from time to time, or just like have displayed in the other mode that you're afraid to transform the real one into.
Yeah, on the level of dubiously legal, that's like the lowest.
Plus, if you bought the official one, he's not really like taking away from anything by buying the knockoff.
And I'm not saying somebody who buys it stealing. I'm saying the people who make it are stealing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I understand that.
Yeah, so and they are. But you know what? It looks pretty nice. But knockoffs should be garbage. I love knockoffs, but
garbage knockoffs are the best knockoffs, which is why again, this stays on my shelf, as untouched as possible, so that I don't melt the waxy plastic with the heat from my fingertips.
If I don't break it in transforming it, it's not a good knockoff.
I almost bought that set of knockoffs that Dan Mantis99 did a video about at Kmart, because I saw them at Kmart this last week. It's like 2 original Legends Cosmoses, 2 Legends Cybertron Thundercrackers, and a Kabaya Ultra Magnus. But I just didn't want to spend the $7 that day, else I would have done it.
All that for $7 and you didn't do it?
Wow.
Well, I knew half of them were probably going to disintegrate when I, tried to do anything.
That's why you point a video camera at it the whole time. So even if they do, you have the spectacle to put on YouTube and still get something out of it.
Yeah. Plus, Rob, your Kmart is liable to close at any time because I'm losing my Kmart. So.
Yeah, I think the last Kmart in Middle Tennessee is actually closing or has closed already. So.
The Baltimore area, Kmart and Sears seem to have been remarkably resilient. So if you're in the Baltimore area and you see a Kmart, they may have these ridiculous knockoffs if you're looking.
The one thing I did get that I'm not too happy with is Power of the Prime's Rodimus Prime. And his arms, even when you push them down all the way, they're still kind of tilted in towards his body. So you can't even get his arms to look straight without having to lift the leg up a little bit of Hot Rod, and it's just really unnatural, and it bothers me every time I touch this figure. I didn't think it would bother me as much as it does, but in hand it just doesn't feel natural, and I just really don't like it. I haven't transformed it yet, but I would not buy this mold again. I don't care what they do it as.
I will put it this way. I'm not sad that I had to take a break from doing photographic coverage of Rodimus Prime to work on the Duocons this past week. The shoulders are easily the worst part about it. To me, the second worst part is the 6-shot knees.
Yeah, it's I'm going to be just a tiny bit of devil's advocate on that because the knees are a problem. You can get around them, but they shouldn't be that way in the first place. But there's neither that. What bugs me more, the shoulders don't really bother me as bad as I thought they would. the mismatched color on the arms, that bothers me a lot more than stuff like that, because usually you get used to it after a while, like your yellows don't match up, or you've got unpaintable plastic and everything else. But that really draws your attention away from the figure. But I will say this. I think, I mentioned this in the pre-show, at that price point, with what Hasbro's trying to achieve, they're giving you more toy at that price point for kids to play with versus what you got with, say, Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus or Optimus Prime in the other leader class price point. So I think you are getting, personally, more toy for the same $45 to $50. It's just from a collector standpoint, it's falling short in some areas. But from a kid standpoint, there's a lot of toy in that box for that price.
Now, what is awesome is Optimus Prime. He is so good. His truck mode is the weakest. And I thought I would hate that, honestly, a lot more than I do. It doesn't bother me as much when I have it in hand. Not that I'm going to display it in truck mode anyway. The cab is like a solid brick once you transform it, and it's all tabbed in. Like, I did a video review on this guy, and I was just throwing the truck cab because it's so solid.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly a really good figure. It's one of the best leader figures we've had. He's right up there with Overlord, I would say.
I do have a third party can kind of make like a canopy for the cover of the back part of Orion Pax, maybe.
I don't even mind it. I'm
just saying to help improve the truck mode a little bit. Just just a little shell that can pop over the top, so it's a little more streamlined in truck mode. But I mean, the back is not that bad compared to look at what Power Baster does. I mean, Power Baster is a lot worse.
It is a little more streamlined than that, yeah.
But that honestly is the best looking G1 Optimus Prime we've gotten in a long time.
But to get a War Dawn Orion Pax, and I never thought I would get one, and I didn't realize how much I wanted one until I had one. No. Boys
I cried for
cry.
you.
They cry on the inside.
Thank you, Don. I love you for that.
I hate myself for saying it. I feel dirty and terrible.
What's
the other thing I got
battery
was the power bank for the Optimus Prime.
Don't you already have it?
No, I never picked it up at HasCon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never picked it up, and it was on Hasbro Toy Shop's eBay page for
half price.
Half price, pretty much. So I caved and I picked it up.
If I recall, and I haven't looked at this for a while because my brother was big into USB power banks for a little while. That is actually not a bad price for just a power bank of those statistics. So
6,500 milliamps. Yeah.
How's the novel going, Chris?
Oh, I'm just in the chat.
Okay.
I also got
TFRadio.net/live.
I also got the little Bumblebee, which is the Hot Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's a little Bumblebee. He's not nothing great. I mean, it's cool that he's like, when you transform him, he's pretty much super deformed Bumblebee. But he's just okay.
How do you think it compares in terms of size and quality to the Titans Return Bumblebee, out of curiosity?
Oh, where is he? He should be around here somewhere.
Is he not your Detolf? Kidding.
He's a little bit taller. He's a little bit taller than the Titans Return Bumblebee. And certainly two different style Bumblebees, but...
Yeah.
And Chris will like this one. I also picked up Wreck-Gar.
Oh.
Because I never saw him in stores. So,
oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. I got him on Taobao because I never saw him. And
I saw like a couple...
Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. And I saw him a couple times, and I always meant to like, well, I'll get him if he goes on sale. And then kind of like, Energon Omega Sentinel, he just kind of vanished out of just nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I was able to get Wreck-Gar in a Target. It might have been on sale, but I may have also just picked it up because it was bright orange.
And I also got a little Scourge, which is, He is Legend Scale also. He is also a knockoff, but he is a knockoff of DX9's, I believe, the Warm Pocket one. So, and then the last thing I got was an upscaled knockoff of Breakdown, Barricade.
Now, is that by Wajing, or is that by somebody else?
I think it's one of their subsidiaries. I would say the Black Mamba.
They're the one that did the upscale Voyager last night Megatron, I believe.
Yeah, and the Optimus Prime. The Optimus Prime I have. So this is to go with that. And in traditional Taobao fashion, one of the wheels was rolling around in the box, so it wasn't missing.
It was there.
Yeah, it was there.
It was there. That's a start.
But yeah, that's all I got this week.
That's it. That's all you got.
That's all.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, one more thing.
He's gonna show off the box it all came in.
One more.
I got all 3 seasons of Prime.
That's nice.
1 and 2 I got on regular DVD because of the price, and then the third one, Beast Hunters, which I love. I love Beast Hunters, and that was Blu-ray.
Nice.
Yeah, season 3 is really strong in my opinion, which really serves to make up for how much of season 2 wasn't.
Yeah. This was actually because of the Google. When I got the Google Home for Christmas, you got a $25 Walmart credit, and it's not like full Walmart, so there's only certain things on it. So I had to find something that I would want to buy. So that's why this burned up the Google Home credit.
Ah, nice.
But yeah, overall as a series, Prime is a pretty good series. It does have its up and down like the rest of them, and other than the ending movie that I still have issues with, it's a solid.
Oh, that was
series.
really good.
No, the movie was good.
They did literally everything right with that movie, Don.
Not
the Beast Hunters movie.
Yeah,
not
Predacon. Yeah, I liked it. We didn't we do a commentary on it?
And I enjoyed it for the most part, but there are 1 or 2 glaring omissions, and that's all I'll say.
No, it was exactly perfect. I don't know what they could
will
add
like
to it
this
to make it better.
It's the best Transformers movie. Okay, so let's see who else. Don, did you get anything?
Yes, I got 2 things this week. One, I was not feeling well, so I went a little spacey and picked up.
Jealous. That's nice.
Nice.
Picked up Shuttle Robo from the Machine Robo series because I've already got the blaster that came out. That was his wave mate, so I got the Shuttle Robo, and I got this from TF Source because since I've got Artfire, I have to have Bounce Back, which is going to be the Make Toys version of Stepper.
I kind of want that.
Yeah, I saw the one for Zeta Toys that they're showing that'll be coming out in a couple of months, but I haven't seen any pictures with a Target Master yet. So, but now they're cheaper, but if they're not including a Target Master, it kind of misses the point of being Stepper.
Downbeat is so nice that it's worth picking up again.
Yeah, I mean, especially in this color scheme, and it's not the exact correct Target Master as far as the shape and everything. It's the same one that comes with the contact shot, but that is a very solid Target Master. It's one of the best ones on the market that doesn't just sort of fall.
Is it still available? It's not sold out, is it?
It wasn't the other day. No.
I may have to get it. So when I said before that when I said before that I'm not buying third-party Masterpiece anymore unless it's something that Takara is not going to produce, I've basically given up hope that, even though Takara says they're going to do the first season's worth of characters.
Yeah, they'll get around to Jazz.
And you know
they would have already if they were.
Yeah,
not necessarily.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get if we get Jazz, we'll get Stepper.
We should tell Brian to buy that because then they will announce a Masterpiece Jazz. So you would do us all a favor.
We need to. Okay, so we need to wait and have him do it at like TFCon or something, so that then later that day, Takara will announce that they're releasing Masterpiece Jazz, online or whatever.
I mean, I already have Downbeat, so it's not like that's going to do it.
Even if they do release an official Masterpiece Jazz at some point along the way. It may still be a while after that before they would get around to doing Stepper.
Yeah, but also the fact that it would give them an opportunity to do G2 Jazz to go with the G2 Sideswipe.
Okay. Was that it done? Is that your bulk coffee? Do we need to get you another mug?
No, I left my mugs. Both mugs are in the car because it was so cold the last couple of days.
So you need another one.
Yeah.
No, I just need to remember to bring them in and wash them. That's all.
So-
This was clean and it was
Yeah,
there.
definitely wash them.
I am super excited because I ordered a mug from Vistaprint. It is the exact same mug that I have in my album art for the How Was Your Weekend podcast.
Ah, I want one.
So it is identical to that. So that was a Photoshop that I did, but now I'm going to have the real
I
one.
can tell.
Actually, it's pretty good. So
It is good.
It's a good Photoshop. So
When you started doing that show, I really, really, really wanted to email you and say, send me the source files for that. I will redo this for you.
no, I'm better at Photoshop than you are. So yeah.
Yeah. What chemistry?
What chemistry? No, we have a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, Brian loves I hate.
Yes, this is true. No, okay. So, but yeah, I have that on the way. But we can make one for Don. We can make a Don mug. Because I didn't know Vistaprint did those until recently.
Don mug?
Can we say what the Don?
We could have Massey on it. Actually, I saw the best photo a couple days ago. And then I'll move on. It was a picture of a girl that had a picture of her cat on her shirt. And the cat was wearing a shirt that had a picture of the girl on its shirt. We could make a Massey mug that has Massey's face, and then a little itty bitty Massey mug that's got Don's face,
Or a food bowl.
or a food bowl. That makes
Can
more
we
sense.
just get some RFC mugs?
We could. Okay, Chris, did you get anything? You didn't get anything this
No.
week. Jason,
Yes, I definitely got something this week. Real quick though, just to piggyback off of Diecast, I do have Rodimus. I showed him off on, I think, 2 episodes ago. There Goes My Money, tfradio.net. Yeah, he's okay, but yeah, there's Hot Rod.
oh wow, dude, did you see that, Chris? You missed
What?
it. He threw his hot rod across the room.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Audio listeners, watch the video this week.
yeah.
Yeah, always
What?
watch the video this week.
Oh, yes, sorry. Not just because I'm on. Watch it.
That's beautiful.
I did, however, get Power Baser.
Oh, it's so
Hobby.
good.
It's nice.
It's so beautiful, but Jason, turn it around on the back.
Look, okay.
Yeah, just turn it around on the back.
It's not my fault you apparently display your toys with their backs out, Don.
Yeah,
That's
you're
not my
displaying
fault.
your toys
I'm
the
just-
wrong way, Don.
I'm just saying, in the interest of showing all sides of an issue, they need to see that backpack.
No,
All
I
right,
think
let
we're
me
seeing
just
all the sides
okay,
we
so
need
anyways,
to
the
see.
toy. No, okay, so yes, it has a backpack. It's also Power Master Prime. Guess what usually has a backpack?
But not his entire lower torso.
Oh, Don, let it,
Well, no,
let
it's
it
the
go.
full
It's a
torso, not
beautiful
just lower.
figure.
It's excessive, but it does look really nice.
It
No,
is
does.
awesome in hand.
Yeah, it fits the bulk of the figure perfectly.
Yeah, it's just.
So I have no problem with it.
I don't know. Just for some reason that bugs me. I don't really understand why it bugs me as bad as it does. But
Well,
it does.
you-
mainly
you
because
need
the
something to be
original
bugged.
toy had no backpack whatsoever.
Maybe usually
but
I'm
also-
not a slave to nostalgia like
Tab
that.
really stuck out really far though, didn't it?
Yes, that it did do.
Yeah,
So-
but you got to remember that Optimus Prime in Power Baser is as tall as MP10.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
he's a big Prime even when he's not in Power Master Optimus Prime mode.
Yeah, and he's like obviously MP10's better, but he's not that much better. It's a really good robot by itself.
Yeah.
How much was this again?
$205.
Okay.
But now I do hope they do a Fire Guts version of that, obviously, because one, that's a very expensive toy to try to get the classic version of, and that way it would give people a chance to, if they're Power Master Prime out, which is very easy to do nowadays, that would give them
And
a
that is
different
so weird.
flavor.
Yeah.
I know it's like did you ever think you would see too many Power Master Primes?
No, I did not.
And honestly, the Make Toys Power Master Prime is coming out.
The Striker?
Yeah. Thunder Menace is.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be out this month. They tweeted out earlier today. It'll be out next month, so it's coming out. So, and I am getting that too. I like these Power Master Primes they're putting out. So that's almost $350 worth of Power Master Primes I'm purchasing. But I like the figure. What can I say? Real quick, I do want to say something about if you get this figure, you're gonna want to spend some time on the transformation. It took me 2 hours to go through all the modes, and I'm glad I did because I love Fans Hobby. The first time you transform their figures, they can be a little finicky, especially getting stuff to go into the right place. Take your time with this figure or any other figures you get from them. They're good, but you have to really focus, pay attention to the instructions, which are, they could improve the instructions a little bit. Bobby Skullface's review of this guy, he got very frustrated with it. He likes the figure overall, but there was a lot of time spent venting about the figure. So take your time, enjoy it. But once you get it through all the modes a couple times and stuff, it's wonderful. I love this thing. I'm so happy with it. It's fantastic.
Cool. Rob, did you get anything? I know you did get one thing.
Kind of. Yeah. I got most of a Grotesque. I got everything except for Fengul, which thankfully, since Jason is getting another Grotesque to get the missing part he needs, he's going to set me up with one. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it greatly because it turns out you have to pay your own shipping to return things to Toys R Us's online store. And if it's defective, they will pay you back. But still, that's just I was really racking my brain as to what I was going to do if I could not get that off of you because it was looking to be irritating.
Well, I feel your pain, and I'm certainly willing to help a friend. And if anyone needs anything other than the head or the other claw on this one, let me know on Twitter. Maybe we can work something out.
Yeah, but except
you got yours from Toys R Us already. That's awesome.
Kind of, yeah. But other than the lack of a head, I like it. It looks good. The deco is really nice, and I like that new transformation mechanism for the head, especially. That is really neat. How the whole lower jaw becomes a new chest plate. I like that.
Yes.
I like the Scorponok, the diecast headmaster. That is a really nice looking piece. That is so obviously an Andrew Wildman Scorponok face when you see it in person. That is exactly what I wanted it to be. It's never going to have a body to go with it, and that is such a shame because I would love to have something to put it on. But I'm happy I have it all the same. The only other thing I got besides that was my free shipping item was a Gundam Universal Unit mini kit of the Gundam Alex, and way back, must have been over a year ago now, I did a review of a couple of the Universal Unit kits over on my Flailthroughs channel on YouTube. They're tiny model kits. They have some flaws. There are parts that like to pop off, but in terms of being cheaper than shipping would have been, it's not bad for that price.
Cool. John?
I caught up on a lot of stuff. I got the Power of the Primes, Deluxes, and Legends that I wanted. I haven't seen the leaders yet, but you guys scare me. Every time Rodimus comes up, it's horrific, your impressions of him, so I'm going to be torn on him. So I haven't had a chance to open any of the stuff. I also got the latest round of Legends that came in the mail. It finally arrived, so I haven't had a chance to crack open any of this stuff, and I try to stay away from reviews until I open stuff myself. But so don't spoil me. But I will say that the Deluxe Dinobots on card, that's a big specifier. On the card, they look way better than I expected. I don't know what my expectations are. Maybe I expected them to be smaller than they are, or less impressive, or to convey not as much size as they do. But on card, the two Dinobots look good, and so we'll see when I crack them open. I liked Grimlock. I think I liked Grimlock better than Starscream, and I like the Dinobots so far, encased in packaging, better than I thought. So we'll see.
I never really thought about it, but even though they were on card in G2, and of course all the subsequent different variation or different versions of them that have come out since have been on card. It's just still weird to me that the Dinobots are on card. To me, they seem like they need to be in boxes, but obviously we know their price point and everything. They're not box toys, but if I had my,
a lot of people would agree with you and say that they should all be Voyagers anyway.
Yeah, you're right. God, that would be so great, wouldn't it?
So expensive.
Yeah. So expensive.
Yeah.
So, the one thing I got this week, our buddy Sean Hamilton, of course, he actually sent this to me last week. He sent me. Sean is just like now in a cottage industry of sending me stuff. So, Sean, dude, stop. I appreciate it.
Is it really much of an industry though?
He's losing money because I'm not paying for it. And he's like doing next day shipping. It seems like God, he must be rolling.
Jeez,
I love you, dude. But he sent me some Transformers Pez dispensers, the collectible ones, the from Robots in Disguise, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee came from Five Below. So they're awesome, and I love Pez. So they are now. They're going on a shelf somewhere once I eat all the Pez. I guess you can buy Pez without having to buy a Pez dispenser. But that just seems like a weird thing to me. But I might buy some more Pez to go into these.
What you do is you buy more Pez dispensers that come with Pez and put the Pez from those and the ones you actually want to use.
Exactly! That's how I think about it.
That's how this circle of life is supposed to work.
I want to see if I can find just the sour apple Pez that I only ever got with my Pez Death Star, because that was a pretty good flavor, and also the right color for Death Star.
I remember that. It's a stick with a ball on the top of it.
It sure is, but it is a pretty nicely sculpted ball.
It is so weird. I love it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and announce the winners of Titans Return.
News for you.
What?
No, before that, though, you can go to tfradio.net/Amazon and search for Sour Apple Pez, and indeed get 2 pounds of Sour Apple Pez for $20.84.
Dear God!
There you go, Rob. You could also wish list.
You could also get a 5-pound bag for $36. tfradio.net/Amazon.
That's
Holy crap!
Oh, and 10-pound bulk bag is $70.
Is this knockoff Pez? No, this is real Pez.
Is this knockoff?
Third-party Pez.
I thought it was third-party Pez, but it's not. It's real Pez.
Can't support the third-party Pez.
No.
Well, I was thinking about it. Like, I rail on third-party sometimes, but, like, I buy store brand of certain products. Certain product is better. Hopefully nobody from Lay's is listening or whoever makes it. But the Walmart variety of Cool Ranch Doritos, way better than actual Cool Ranch Doritos.
Maybe they should be listening. Maybe they can make some improvements based on that feedback.
Yeah. They're like 77 cents a bag and delicious. So.
Oh, I live by store brands. Aldi. Aldi is the
Aldi stuff is great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. Okay. What we have now, though, we're giving away Titans Return RC and Valvatron. So we asked people to follow at TF Radio on Twitter and retweet the tweet where we had the contest. And we did this over the course of a few days, and lots of people retweeted, and we thank you very much. It was great of you.
For blowing up my watch all day.
Yes. Yeah, me too. The winner of Titans Return RC, and I will reach out to you, so don't bother to reach out to me. I'll reach out to you later tonight. The winner of RC is at Sax_banana, which is a great name. At Sax Banana. And the winner of Valvatron is at Tman978. At Tman978. So I'll contact you later tonight or tomorrow, and we'll get that sent out. Unless it's like to a foreign country that has absurd tariffs or something or whatever, that might get shipped out later. If it's like $100 to ship this, I'm not sending it out this week. So we'll see. So yes, thank you all for entering. We appreciate it. So this week in history, 1986, Starscream's Brigade premieres in the U.S. Don, is that your favorite episode?
It's in my top 5 favorite episodes because, to me, season 2 is my favorite. And
I'm
aware.
aware.
There was a lot of good episodes in that.
Yeah, we know your favorite episode is Bot.
It should be.
If I'm constipated and need to throw up or something, yes, it is. But
I don't think throwing up is what you want to have happen when you're constipated, Don.
No, you'll just get more dehydrated and get worse.
That's one resolution potentially, but I don't think you'd really want that one first.
Well, the episode makes me sick. I'm confused. No, but Starscream's Brigade is. I mean, I'm a Combaticon guy. I mean, it's just
you
me
don't
and Matt.
say.
we love our Combaticons. They're a great group, and this was just like, awesome for me. I love this episode. It's a terrible episode as far as structure, plotting, pacing, but it introduces the Combaticons, and Starscream finally decides to okay, I'm going all in on this or not. So it was nice to finally see some him actually going ahead with that. But yeah, it's in my top. If it's not my favorite, it's in my top 5 for sure.
This one just really left a mark on me as a kid. I don't know why, but I did. As an adult, I find the whole concept preposterous that he's abandoned. He's a jet. He's abandoned on a deserted island, basically. But the fact that he's able to recover all of the World War II vehicles, which I understand that there are disused and dilapidated stuff all over, but the fact that he's able to somehow convert those into good, functioning, powerful Transformers is just really ridiculous.
He didn't. The conversion happened when he put the personality components in.
And he went to Cybertron to steal the personality components, to turn junky garbage that has been left on a deserted island for 40 years to create an army.
I think this was a case of the writers actually remembering, okay, we introduced Vector Sigma. That's how we get new Transformers. We can't do that because he's not going to Vector Sigma, so they had to think of some easier way for him to just happen for him to create his own army without redoing the whole trip to Vector Sigma again.
Wheeljack did it. He's not Wheeljack.
That was also
we saw how well that turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinobots! I thought you were supposed to create dinosaurs! That's the really crappiest. It's crappiest.
Yeah, that's a terrible huffer.
That's a terrible huffer.
Yeah, so at least the writers looked like they were trying to write into this some continuity that Starscream just couldn't go to, in an off-panel moment, go to Vector Sigma and come back with 5 new robots. Or 6. Spoilers, there's 6 there, actually.
So I chose this item specifically with Don in mind when I saw it as one of the possibilities. So with this hand, I give to Don, and with this hand, I take away. Brian?
So in 1993, thank you very much. This is a big one. It's the 25th anniversary.
Today, actually.
Today. Oh, God. Why are we not throwing a party?
I got lights. We have better things to do.
No, we don't. It's the 25th anniversary of the Headmasters episode, Life Can Be Sacrificed for Peace on Earth, as it aired in Malaysia in 1993.
Let's see.
Don,
let's see.
What do you think about that?
I'm trying to cut my wrist with Cloud Raker's weapon. It's not. Find something fun. I hate the dubs. You know me. I hate the dubs. I think they're terrible. They need to do They need to be in a. They need to be in a giant pile with the remaining copies of E.T. and the Star Wars Christmas special, and burn, baby, burn.
So
the Star Wars Holiday Special has to be preserved for all time. No one can be allowed to forget that happened.
Is there a good version of that available? I found a version on YouTube that seemed to look okay.
Probably what's available.
Okay.
A couple years ago, this is what I read.
Let's not worry about it because we need to talk about
the 20 about that in post show.
Yeah, the 25th anniversary. The 25th anniversary of Life Can Be Sacrificed for Peace on Earth. Now, for people who are just joining us, this is an episode that I have personally run into the ground for going on 18 years.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, it is pretty much, when people talk about the Headmaster's dub, more often than not, things from this episode are what they think of. Like, Danny, boys can't cry out loud.
Boys can cry, but not out loud.
Stronger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Danny.
And of course, Fortress Maximus has come himself.
What's the matter with the Headmasters? Can't they fight without Chrome Dome? God, it's so good. It is so good.
your definition of good is not even in the same planetary alignment as mine.
Okay.
No, he's right. It's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Brian,
No,
haven't
it's not.
I watched this?
We watched it recently together at TFCon, actually. So whenever we get around to that episode for what's happened to the Headmasters, we are going to air the live viewing from TFCon as the episode, but we're about 10 episodes away from that.
I was close to the anniversary.
Yeah, I was there against my will. I'm putting that out there now. They made me watch it.
It was a lot of fun.
It was.
It was a lot of fun. Okay, speaking of a lot of fun, the big item for this week. Titan's Return is over. Titan's Return is now going to be replaced, surprise, surprise, by Power of the Primes. And the full voice cast was announced. And I feel bad for a lot of these people.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they don't have to put it on the resume. I mean, they can
That's
just.
true.
IMDb lasts forever, diecast.
so the first.
I mean, even with the Titans Return casting, I felt bad for everybody except Jason David Frank, because honestly, he deserves this.
So there's some interesting
Looking
stuff in here. So, one, Ron Perlman, who I love, is going to be, he's new to the series, and he's going to be Optimus Primal, which I don't love, because that should be Gary Chalk. He's available.
Yeah.
Gary Chalk is
Available,
awesome.
probably cheaper.
Yeah. But Ron Perlman's, he's going to be a Transformers voice actor. Go ahead, Don.
I'd say for you older fans, Ron Perlman was also the Beast in Beauty and the Beast on CBS.
Yeah,
What a
'cause
callback.
that's what people need to know him
He
by.
was?
Yes.
I didn't
that
know
was
that.
on
Yeah, it was him.
before or after WCW Saturday Night, right, Brian?
Yeah, I've seen the series. I just didn't realize it was Ron Perlman. But now that you mention it, it's obviously Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
It was on opposite the Jim Henson Hour, and my mom loved it. God damn it!
Oh, I used to watch it. I'd watch it every week.
That
I'm not
doesn't
saying it
surprise me,
wasn't a
Don.
good show, Don. I'm saying it was on opposite the Jim Henson Hour, and my mom loved it. God damn it!
So, yeah, Ron Perlman. Love him. Rather have Gary Chalk. Let's see who else we have. Jamie King, Solace Prime. So, Jamie has been on Star Wars, The Clone Wars. I'm not really familiar, I'll be honest. I'm not really I hate to say it, I'm not really an animation guru. I used to really be into cartoons and stuff, but I don't watch anything anymore. So, Greg Berger, of course, who we all love. He's he's returning to Transformers. He'll be Grimlock and Volcanicus. So that's phenomenal. Greg Berger's awesome.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Let's see who else. Nuafalu, Joel Sayona. Oh wait, Samoa Joe. The wrestler Samoa Joe. I didn't actually know what his real name was, but Samoa Joe, the wrestler, is going to be Pretty King. Samoa Joe is awesome. Samoa Joe can talk. Samoa Joe is intense. Samoa Joe is probably not going to put this on his resume, to whoever said that a minute ago, because
What?
so
I hope Breda King just cuts wrestling promos. I hope that's
Oh
all
my
he
God,
does.
yeah.
that would be awesome. So my favorite thing, I was reading through the responses to Samoa Joe on Twitter this week when he announced that he was going to be Predator King, and everybody's congratulating him, telling him how great this was. I don't know that anybody said, how good or bad the series will be, but my favorite response was, enjoy your $500. And I can't see, they can't make much doing this work. So, yeah.
Well, when you're
Yeah,
rendering on
this is a
Commodore
prestige.
64s, you got plenty of money to give people.
Yeah,
so.
no, this is more about the prestige than the money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
I'm
prestige.
so angry that I didn't get a chance to voice act on this. I mean,
And I have friends who have or are working on this, so I'm not taking anything away from it. But yeah, $500. That's probably not too far off. So Mark Hamill is going to be on the series. He's returning as Megatronus. I didn't realize he was even in the series.
Neither did
he was
anyone
in the
else
last
until this
episode.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Well,
kept
hey,
it a secret.
Marketing.
So
And I
yeah,
think
Merchandising.
I think he was Megatronus in RID at the end of season 2. I think.
I don't think so, but I'll check.
now
Okay.
Mark Hamill being in Robots in Disguise. Not that I'm familiar if he was or not. That's awesome
he was.
because
He was in Rescue Bots, I know that much.
but
Yes.
those are real animated series.
Mhm.
This isn't. So
I'm trying to say as little about Titans Return as I can manage because I'm just going to be negative, and that's not really productive at this point. My opinions are known, but I read the announcement before I watched the episode. If I had not, I probably would not have known it was Mark Hamill, and what a waste of Mark Hamill.
he is so talented.
He is, and if they had better processing and a better director, he could have probably done something with this part. But it's just, hopefully he'll be able to get a chance to do more with it in Power of the Primes. But it's just they really had him trying to sound kind of austere and flat in that same way that they had the actress from Mistress of Flame doing the same thing, and please stop that.
So
It's not good.
So Jason found out that Gil Gerard was the voice in Robots in Disguise. So
Yeah.
It seems to me when you cast Mark Hamill for a role, you do it because you want, that Mark Hamill voice acting quality to be in your production.
they just want a name.
Yeah, they
I know.
just
I
want
know.
the name, and that's a shame because he could actually give them something here.
Yeah.
If I'm sure most of these people could give them something here. if they'd-
Absolutely, highly talented people. So I mean, Will Wheaton, Judd Nelson.
To be fair,
Yeah,
to be entirely fair, the couple episodes of Titans Return I saw with Perceptor, and I thought Will Wheaton actually was probably doing the best job of the celebrity add-on cast to actually performing a role instead of just reading a script.
Yeah, I'd agree.
See, I've heard him. I've heard him do that exact same character and other stuff. Like he didn't. It's nothing.
Yeah,
different from what he
okay,
usually
but
does.
like his voice is filtered this time, so it's completely different.
Oh yeah.
True.
But it's sort of sad that even with the animation quality of the way that it is, if you had someone like Sue Blue in doing the voice directing, can you imagine how much better this would be just by swapping out the voice director? Even if everything else stayed the same, you would have a much more polished production that we would probably be proud to have in our collections, and not just stuck behind a Home Improvement DVD or something.
And an experienced voice director, if they could afford one, would help this immensely.
Yeah,
I think they're probably that they might be having trouble finding one that's not union. I don't know, because I'm sure that's part of the problem.
I could also see there being a problem of maybe the voice director they have is inspired, but it's also constrained by we only have so much time to have these people in the booth before we have to pay them more.
yeah.
That's also possible. It's
One take each.
Yeah, I mean, $500 is only going to go so far with
An afternoon, literally
now,
afternoon.
Now we don't know it's $500, but it can't be much more than that. I mean, I don't know how they make money on this. Other returning voice actors: Judd Nelson, Kerry Walgren, Jason Marnoka, Abby Trott, Patrick Seitz, Rob Dyke. Who else? Matt Pat. Is that like one of the YouTubers?
Yeah.
YouTube influencer.
Yeah.
Influencers.
Who is he?
Swoop.
Some guy. Oh, he's Swoop.
Yeah.
He will be Swoop in this, and he was Computron in Titans Return.
Oh,
You
dear
can remember
God.
That,
Yes.
legendary performance.
our buddy Frank Todaro. We love Frank. And so I don't see Peter Cullen in here.
No, well, there's a reason for that
Yeah.
if you haven't watched Titans
I haven't. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll not talk about it. So
Oh, we
No,
can.
who cares?
We can.
okay, talk about
Yeah.
it. Let's go ahead and go into it. I didn't watch it. Diecast, tell me.
Okay. So this last episode, and everyone knows I really like the series. I acknowledge some problems. Basically, this episode is They're fighting Trypticon again because this should have been called Everyone Fights Trypticon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
If they did that, they would have had to get Brad Garrett to voice Trypticon.
yeah, the last episode, Perceptor at the end came in and threw the Matrix leadership into Trypticon. So Trypticon swallows it. And then at this point, and I don't know if I'm missing anything in between, these are like the main points I remember.
I'm sure you're not.
I remember Trypticon vomiting up everything that he's eaten.
It's like Jonah and the whale.
The whole series. So out comes the Matrix, out comes the Enigma combination, out comes Victorion.
Is this like an Aesop's fable or something?
Yeah. And then also out comes Starscream, and everyone looks at Starscream, and he's like, "I'm great," and then just disappears in a puff of smoke or just disintegrates.
I'm not sure how the Matrix makes you throw up ghosts, but Starscream was a ghost at the time.
I'm assuming that he threw up the Starscream's ghost because I don't know how else to explain what actually happened.
Either that, or because Trypticon did die, it's possible Starscream just decided to vacate the premises.
I mean, Trypticon in the beginning was dead anyway. He was in a couple, 6 or 7 pieces.
That's how he came in the box when you bought him.
Yeah, and then Starscream's ghost rebuilt him and took over his body. And then at the end, when Starscream leaves, then you see Trypticon just fall down like he was dead. And
wasn't this the plot to an episode of Beast Wars?
Metroplex catches him and another Titan goes, and then Optimus Prime is like, "It's not your fault." So he was mourning the loss of Trypticon, which I thought was kind of weird in itself.
They wrote drinking buddies in college.
Yeah.
You may not realize it, but Diecast is also recreating the voice acting. It's all conveyed just like this.
Awesome.
And then Megatronus shows up, and Megatron tries to distract Megatronus by saying, "I've followed in your footsteps. I've done everything you were supposed to do. But what have you done for us? I've been, the Decepticons have been disbanded, and I've been, stripped of my leadership." And then, as he's distracting them, Prime and Fortress Maximus takes out his sword and tries.
But it's just so easy for Fortress Maximus to sneak around like that.
Yeah. I mean, he was standing right there, so he was an arm length. And that's when Megatronus shot this beam of light straight through the center of Optimus Prime and holds him there till he's lifeless.
Which took about 90 seconds, I swear to God.
Yeah, it was pretty... I was like, wow.
90 seconds of Prime hanging there in midair with this beam going through him, and poor Peter Cullen having to go, ah!
It's like Dragon Ball Z, it sounds like.
Oh, man, yeah.
And then after the 90 seconds, when he was finally depleted, he fell to the ground. And then basically, that was the end of the episode.
Did you cry?
Yeah.
Was he dead?
He was dead.
He was dead, but
Did you cry?
He did not turn gray.
Oh.
I did not cry. He did not turn gray.
Did Perceptor say, "I fear the wounds are fatal"?
No.
But
Everyone
they're
just
all,
stood there like,
they're all standing around
really dead.
Yeah, they're all standing around arguing with Megatron, and it's like, and he, he's like, "Look, I was just trying to distract him, and okay, fine, I wasn't sure which way this was going to go, so I was hedging my bets." But I guess we're now we're all fighting Megatronus together since he wants us all dead. And then we get a shot of, I think, Overlord with Rodimus Unicronus, and that is the end of the episode.
Not even Rodimus Unicronus. It's just evil Hot Rod right now.
Yeah.
So it's just, I hate that they left it so unfinished, and I don't feel...
Well, that describes the series as a whole, doesn't it?
I don't really feel like they told a story with this chapter, other than everyone fights Trypticon and at the end, you throw the Matrix at leadership in his mouth and he throws up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, for its flaws, which for the most part Titan's Return has not improved upon, Combiner Wars did tell a story. I wasn't a fan of that story and how it played out, but it was a complete story.
And Megatron is great-ish.
Yeah,
And Megatron was great in this one too, I thought.
there just wasn't enough of him.
He was more sassy in Combiner Wars. He wasn't as sassy this time.
Nah.
Yeah.
He was tired.
You know, we're talking smack, but we still have Transformers, and as long as we live in a world that has Street Fighter cross Transformers in it, we're going to be okay.
Why
Yeah,
can't that be the Machinima series?
I loved most of the other episodes. I just really didn't care for the direction of this last episode. Maybe it'll be better going into the next series, which Rob said should be out in like 3 months
at most.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I hate to be this kind of generous, but it really does seem like this is half of a story, which combined with Power of the Primes, which is coming soon, will be the best way to take it as a whole and, see what it's actually about, if anything. So if you were putting off probably not, but if you were going to, hold off until you could see the whole thing, Brian, you've got another 3-month reprieve. For yourself.
Actually, I have a thought. Does anybody feel really masochistic?
Oh, no.
How masochistic?
So,
Not it.
We have all these podcasts out there where people talk about stuff they love. We had Superhero Time, which just ended. We'll talk a little more about that later.
Spoilers.
Yeah, but
that one episode of Prime Wars, is that where you're going with this?
Yeah, basically. Except it would be a chronological from start to finish. We could just go ahead and do Combiner Wars and Titan's Return, 1 episode per, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, just talking about it.
I would
That's
love
not
that.
enough time.
I'm in.
I don't think Diecast. I don't think I would want you on there.
Why? Because I like it.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
We would probably hurt your feelings.
Unless you want to be the single person on there who's defending it. If you want to do that.
I mean, it's still free. I mean,
Oh man, what a
So's
tagline!
getting mugged. Well, I guess that's not free. Never mind.
that should be their tagline for Power of the Primes.
It's
Transformers
still
Power of
free.
the Primes.
It's still free. Okay.
Than getting mugged.
Okay, no, you definitely have to be there. You definitely have to be there. That's great. Okay, so let's move on. So this was pretty awesome, I gotta say. Ironhide MPM6 movie masterpiece figure. I think it looks really good. Am I alone here?
Yes.
I
love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need this in my life. It's coming out fall of 2018. And
We got some time to wait.
Yeah, we only have the 2 Bumblebee and Optimus right now that are out.
And then Barricade should be soon.
I don't have either of the 2. But
I want to get on that.
Yeah, God, I want this though.
Get Bumblebee. You can hold off on Prime probably.
Oh, this is another time, and I got to mention this before I forget since it's in my brain. This is another point when I probably will buy KO is I have the official movie masterpiece Optimus Prime, and because of all the tabbing issues and it's a nightmare. I'm hoping a KO company, I'm not even going to call them a third party, is going to fix the issues with the mold.
Yeah.
So that's another time where I'm going to be like, I wouldn't even have bought the KO if they would have, fixed that before the toy was released. But
so
maybe there won't be anything that needs fixed this time if we're lucky.
Yeah. So we don't know the price yet, but it looks like it's going to be less than 100.
It looks like it's between Bumblebee and Optimus size, so I don't know if they're going to stick rigidly to the 2 price points.
I see a lot of the engineering from the leader class Ironhide in this figure, which I like. Because that was a pretty good figure. And the legs definitely were the weakest part of that figure. And to me, that's what's most different between this figure and the leader class figure. I think that was a Dark of the Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So So speaking of going back to price, Chris and Rob, of all of us, you guys would be most attuned to this, I think. The price of oil has gone up. How long, based on your knowledge of the subject, should it take for us to see that reflected in the cost of toys?
12 to 18 months.
Okay.
And there was a price increase coming already, so that should be interesting.
I mean, there would be a little bit of it in the short term based on transportation costs, but in the raw material costs, that's going to take much longer because everything that's being designed right now is still kind of locked into the price stuff was when it started being designed.
Now, can they use different types of plastic to adjust for that, or is it all basically the same?
I don't think it really works that way. I mean, chemically, they use certain types of plastic because it has
certain properties that
are desirable for the applications. I don't think they can necessarily just switch to. There might be different formulations within that kind of plastic, but it may not make any kind of meaningful difference to what it costs to produce.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've speculated in the past that they may have changed quality of some plastic, between the design and the final part of the process. Like Generation Springer, we kind of suspected might have been designed for a slightly better graded plastic than he wound up with because he was designed, I think, before the Generations break for the leg of Generations he actually turned up in, as I recall. But it's been a long time, so I may not be remembering that correctly.
Another more clear example of this is the second run of Masterpiece Grimlock had noticeably different plastics than the original release. The gray plastic on the body was much more translucent than the original release, so there was some kind of change between those editions.
Interesting.
In the years between when that second run came out.
Cool. Yeah, and sorry for the aside, but I saw that pop up at work yesterday, actually, on one of the as a headline on one of the video screens, and I thought that was worth mentioning, and that registered for me. So we have again NPM 6. Next item is new Hasbro assortment rumored Generations Project Storm, as well as Bumblebee the movie, more Mighty Mugs. What? Mighty Mugs?
Yep.
Seriously?
Yeah, why not? Bring it back.
Because of Pops?
Probably.
God. I mean, I've got some Mighty Mugs, and I thought they were cute-ish, but that's in the past. I don't need that.
I wish they were literal mugs.
That'd be great.
I think I saw a photo of one of the more recent Mighty Mugs, and they've changed how they make them a little bit. The heads look a little bit more almost Lego-like, like cylinders with hair helmet pieces, but I don't know if that's what these are going to be, but that's something I saw. God, I'm rambling.
Great big crayons.
Yeah. I would buy that. I would. Just be honest.
Yeah. As for this Project Storm thing, we have no idea what that is. The person who came up with this information said they expect it to be something small, maybe blind bag figures. So it's listed under Generations. So, best case scenario, maybe the blind bag Titan Masters we've always wanted. Worst case scenario, they go tilting at the alt modes thing again.
Yeah.
The way that was clearanced out, I kind of doubt it. Maybe it'll be like non-movie tiny turbo changer equivalents.
I could live with that.
I just learned on this thing that you can actually pull this piece to rotate the piece around.
Yeah, that was their gimmick.
That. I had no idea. I just always flipped it myself. I had no idea it actually worked like that.
I don't even know if I have any of those. I think I do.
I don't. He's so cute. He's a little tank Megatron. For $2 at Target, which is what they're clearancing out for, they're worth picking up.
Yeah, for $2, maybe. For the $6 they started.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
Like this ancillary stuff, I typically avoid unless it's really cool. So let's see here. Movie Masterpiece, Barricade, which we know about, Ironhide, Bumblebee the movie. So I guess these are not specific SKUs. I guess these are assortments.
Probably.
Yeah, Energon Igniters, Tiny Turbo Changers.
We heard of energon igniters before, but unfortunately, we still have no idea what those actually are.
Are those like the sparkers?
I
So you
hope
can
not.
set stuff on fire.
DJ
No,
Striker.
they had like the spark racer things for Age of Extinction, which nobody wanted. I'm worried that's gonna be something like that again.
I love this DJ Striker. Hopefully, it's like a turntable. It's probably not.
The popular speculation is that Striker is the code name for Bumblebee, for the Bumblebee movie.
Hopefully, he has hammer pants.
Ooh.
Action attacker.
Action attacker. So, studio series. Now, I like the name here because it looks like it's just talking about the price point. Transformers movie or MV6 studio series assortment 20 deluxe, assortment 30 Voyager, assortment 50 liter. So there you go.
Crap, you may be right. Which, if so, that means that we've got a standard Project Storm assortment for whatever they end costing, and then a $10 point based on that list. So interesting. Also, if that holds, the energon igniters will be the base assortment of those will be $6 a piece with $10 and $20 levels of whatever they are.
Yeah, I guess it is.
I had not put that together. Good catch.
Well, I mean, it just makes sense with deluxe Voyager and liter. I had no
We
idea.
may not have surprises at Toy Fair, but we might see something interesting.
Yeah.
And that's a little over a month away.
Oh,
We need-
jeez.
Oh, it's going to be great. Always love it. Okay, so next item here, we have Volcanicus Combined Image Shows Power of the Primes Dinobot Team.
Yeah, I think this is their first time seeing the fully combined Volcanicus in, like, color actual toys.
I think so.
Hurts my eyes.
The shoulders are kind of terrible.
Yeah, I'm really hoping this is
He's
some
got an extra
Hasbro
set of arms.
Yeah, I really hope this is some Hasbro mistransformation, because it's just not
Well, this
pretty.
is some Weibo mistransformation if it's anything. So
I am just biased anyway. I don't think we need a Dinobot Combiners team. I'm glad they made them so that you can combine them, but I never will. So,
I will
fair
once.
enough.
I'm still not sure I'm going to buy the Voyager Grimlock, so...
he's not that great.
Well, we have a decent Voyager Grimlock to go with these guys. So
And I honestly, aside from the color temperature of the gray on it, I think Classics Grimlock is a better fit than anything with the new Dinobots.
I think even Target Grimlock works with them. So
Target.
Yeah, that would work.
Which one was Target Grimlock? I don't remember.
That's
That's the
Extinction
fun-
exclusive.
yeah, the Fall of Cybertron with
yeah.
the gold chrome chest.
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Yeah. Thought you were talking about like T-Rex or something. To begin with.
No,
so.
no.
Yeah.
The good news is there are going to be add-on sets for this, which may be discussed on the next There Goes My Money. Who knows?
Sweet.
Well, it's also a little bit farther down on the show notes here.
Or I can scroll down one page. Who knew?
Oh, that's great.
It can
I
still
love
be
that.
discussed on There Goes My Money.
Yes. Okay. The best news item though all week, far and away, is Takara Tomy has released official photos of the small sheet of optional stickers that'll be packaged with LG 63 GT Megatron, and it's awesome. So it has, of course, the Megatron Rules sticker on it. I hope that Toy Hacks does. I mean, they have to, because I got to have a big stick. But for the most part, I am satisfied with this.
So we got to have a big stick.
Got to have a big stick, absolutely.
But yeah, that sticker, the Megatron Rules sticker makes me like this more than I
know.
liked this up to now. I'm still
I know.
not going to get it, but it is much more tempting than it was before. I'm just going to let that mismatch between the purple on the chest and the arms just keep speaking to me to warn me off of this, because otherwise I kind of like this.
Yeah, I still don't want it.
The only other thing I would really want this for is the fact that the front and back ends of the cannon match, which they don't on the Titans
Yeah.
Return release of this. That was just a mistake, because that looks pretty
Except
good.
for this, I think the back end should be purple to look like the bellows from the original toy.
Yeah, that's true. Or actually, wouldn't the bellows in the original... The bellows...
Or blue, maybe?
Teal. Yeah, it should be the back end of it should be teal, or possibly teal middle section and orange back, if you really wanted to match the original Hero Megatron.
But I think the point we're dancing around here is that it should not actually be all black as it is, and therefore it is farther imperfect than you thought originally.
Yes, which I'm not going to spend money on it either way, but that's reassuring.
So we have photos of Zeta Toys Armageddon. It's a test shot in color of their unofficial Bruticus. It doesn't look bad. It just looks unnecessary.
I don't like it. I know what they were going for. They were going for the very G1 toy look.
It looks animated to me.
Yeah, no, this is not a toy look. This is not.
No. That someone had a picture of it next to the G1 toy, and it's very similar.
The proportions are all cartoon.
Yeah, it's cartoon.
Yeah, it's
color the chest plate like blast off because you don't understand what you're actually animating, and it's the cartoon.
Yeah.
It's like it's toy colors and cartoon proportions, which I kind of like the proportions. I kind of like the design of it. It's not bad looking, but like you said,
it's not at all.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, it's not bad looking at all. I just don't need it.
I dislike the cartoon proportions on this because at this size, it just makes it look like it's all really homogeneous.
God, actually, the more I look at it, the more I'm being sold on it, so I'm going to turn away.
Run away.
It's the cartoon proportion. It's growing on me.
I can't. I don't like it.
Yeah. I see what Chris means about homogeneous, though. It kind of looks like it's all one, like, coherent, integrated thing instead of a combiner. Yeah. And I go kind of both ways on that. That it's maybe not what I want in a combiner, but it's very aesthetically pleasing in and of itself.
But
so
I think, in my mind, I may be wrong, but in my mind, of all the cartoon versions of the combiners, the one that was most homogenized was probably, you could argue, I guess, Devastator, but I think Bruticus was the one who was most stylistically changed to look like one consistent, consolidated thing. And that's exactly what they're going for here. And I kind of like it. But I'm not buying it, so I'm looking away. FT30B, Iceman. Fans Toys Unofficial MP scale air raid prototype. Speaking of unnecessary, looks nice. Don't need it.
Unnecessary is the next one.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It looks great.
It does.
Just don't need it.
Yeah.
I love the name though. I love the name. What else do we have? What's the next one?
What you also don't need is the Zeta Toys unofficial aerial bot that we have pictures of.
Oh God.
This one's Fireflight instead of being air raid.
Let me find a picture of the actual robot. It doesn't look bad. I don't hate it. I don't need it.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. I don't hate either of them, but I don't care.
Fans Toys could win me over with the names, though. Do we have any of the other names? Is there a Goose or Maverick?
Hopefully.
I feel like that's what they might be going for.
They have to be going for that. So he's Val Kilmer.
Yes.
God, that is so great. I'm sorry, I'm not even looking at the Zeta Toys right now. I mean, the more I think about that, the more I think about it, the more I love that.
Yeah, but remember, this is a Fans Toys thing, so it's going to have entirely too much diecast in it.
Oh,
hey, that's not a bad thing.
Oh, yes, it is.
Do you have Predaking, by the way, diecast? Like the original Predaking?
That was Make Toy.
No.
Or MMC.
The Hasbro.
Oh, yeah, the Hasbro one? Yeah.
The real Predaking. The one that's all diecast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
That was a long way to tell him how bad that was.
I knew where that was going, though. I knew where he was going with that.
Yeah. Too much diecast and combiner, not good. Okay. I love that. You have the original. Yeah, Zeta Toys. No. MMC. No. Hasbro. I love that. Let's see here. What else? Unique Toys. Palm Collection Series. Unofficial Ape Face and Highbrow. Cerebros and Snapdragon sets.
These look pretty nice, honestly. Dave advanced their engineering noticeably since the Chrome Dome and Weird Wolf set they started with.
Yeah, it does look really, really nice.
I just want to know what they're planning to do with that Cerebros head.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's what I want to know.
I like that you can take off Fortress Maximus's antennae and use them as swords.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. But I mean, if they're doing a Cerebros that turns into a head at this scale, like a Fortress Maximus that would go with that would be like about leader size, I guess.
Damn.
Give or take. I could get behind that. I mean,
Yeah, that would be cool.
Be nice if they then followed it up with an equal size Scorponok. Hint.
I need a new house first.
You just got that one.
Yes, I need more room.
Well, maybe when one of these third parties gets to a Masterpiece Fortress Maximus, you can move into that.
That'd be great. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so what do we got going on next? Iron Warrior, IW. There's a lot of third-party stuff. IW05.
Yeah, I know.
Unofficial.
If you look up at the top, I actually put into the tags field third party for this episode.
Oh, you did. Thank you. Iron Warrior, IW, I5, Pioneer, Unofficial, TF Prime.
This is the stupidest thing.
What the?
So it's a Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime. It's unofficial. It does not transform. It's just a highly detailed, accurate sculpt action figure of Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime, because everybody wants one of those.
Yeah,
Eric would.
They also
Eric will buy
did.
this.
They also did
The forums are
a
correct.
movie
Okay.
Ratchet that is exactly like this.
I don't understand the market for this.
That is so weird.
It's pretty expensive too. I think US it's probably about $75.
Oh, forget that.
That's actually a lot less expensive than I was thinking when you said it was pretty expensive. I was
For
thinking
what
like
it
Plain
is.
Toy scale.
Well,
Non-branded.
they could be looking at it like they're trying to make their own figure arts kind of line with equal posability, because like a lot of the Revoltech stuff looked pretty good, but you were hindered by the Revoltech joint system. So maybe they're trying to look at that niche, that people that want high quality action figures of like a figure arts, but not limited by the previous attempts.
Yeah, and that's
Technology.
that's a valid interpretation. What I'm questioning here is that they started with more or less Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime.
Well, now
Yeah.
look at
There are
look at
any
it this way.
hundreds of other things they could have started with instead that would make more
But
sense.
now that Prime was a result of the movies, getting a lot of people interested in the new show at the time. So that could be a lot of people's first Prime, and they would be wanting a highly detailed posable action figure that they may not have gotten with a toy,
Like
or a
Eric.
regular Transformer. So I can see where the logic would be, because also look at it like this way: you do have a lot of people, a lot of fans of the show. There's no third-party product for that show either.
For Prime.
So anybody who wants Prime characters, no
I
matter
don't,
the
though.
format, this is about the only offering they've got. So
I think they want them to transform, though.
Yeah.
And if they were going to do this with Transformers Prime characters, like, just within that realm, there's better things to pick than Optimus Prime. Knockout, for one,
Yes.
never had a good, accurate toy representation. Knockout is a very popular character. And if you make this to where it basically scales with deluxe toys, that'd be perfect to go along with first edition Starscream, which is an excellent representation of that character.
I would be getting
And-
it then. Yeah.
And yeah, in season 3, those two were ended up kind of having a buddy comedy thing going on the side, which a lot of people really resonated with. There's that just for one starting point. You could do a Soundwave, because Soundwave's toy was okay, but it still wasn't quite what the show was about. There's a lot of other places you could go besides that Optimus Prime that I think would have a lot more traction for.
Yeah.
whatever limited market actually exists for a product like this.
So, to Don's point, though, about people loving Prime and not having any third-party stuff, what other series don't have any representation? Do we have any third-party for animated?
Very, very little.
Yeah,
there are a few little things.
The constructor.
Yeah, and then you had the Pipes and Huffer that was redone as the Mario and Luigi, but that was a couple of years ago.
And those never really took off anyway.
Yeah, and you really don't have anything for, again, you got Rescue Bots, and then you've got Robots in Disguise. Like I said, I would love to see actual Transformers of the Rescue Bots characters.
I wouldn't.
No, they need to make a spring load before they do any. Nothing before spring load.
I mean, there is one actual Transformer of a Rescue Bots character. There's Blur in the Robots in Disguise line. That's the same Blur character.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And that's a really good toy, by the way.
Yeah,
it is. But it's I would like to see the core 4 Rescue Bots actually.
No, you're right. I'm actually more making that point to Diecast for saying he doesn't want to see that when by every account we have so far, all one of them, you could get actually really good toys adapting those characters into a different design style.
And I think a lot of people like, say, Strong Arms.
Strong Arm is awesome. She's great.
Yeah, but her toy was somewhat lackluster. So getting an actual, like, say, the Alien Attack Lockdown, that does an incredible job of mass shifting
unique
between
toys.
the two modes.
Unique toys.
I think it is. I mean, I don't care. I don't care anything about the toy, but because it's locked down. But I appreciate the engineering in it. I would like to see a Strong Arm with that level of engineering thought to get her a better looking robot mode.
At that point, we're back to talking about transforming stuff, which this Iron Warrior thing, specifically non-transforming action figure, which is like, I could see some place for that to come in, but not the way they're doing it. And yeah, I mean, I have no argument with getting like better quality, better detailed, better engineered versions of some of the stuff that we've gotten that people are into that are a little bit lackluster. I'd love a new Knockout that does transform, but like, I don't really see how much market penetration this Iron Warrior stuff is going to have. It just seems too narrow focus. And to the point about my take on the point about Transformers Prime maybe being somebody's entry point to that, I think the third party is about 5 years too early for that to be a viable thing. Because that just started in 2009. If you assume someone who is 10, 11 years old, that's not enough time for them to really be far enough along into nostalgia and also being able to like buy a bunch of third-party stuff.
And if you want to see a review of that lockdown, RFC reviews on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's the one thing I forgot I got this week. There's another thing.
Oh yeah,
Lockdown.
I'm your producer and your hype man, Diecast. Don't you forget it.
Yes. And I reviewed that and put that up on, what's today? Wednesday? I did that on Monday.
Yeah, it was Monday.
I finally got the website updated with all your stuff for the last month. All 4 of them.
Are they on Roku?
No, not yet. So we'll fix that. Okay, so what do we have? Oh yeah, Jason was talking about this earlier.
Spoilers, Jason.
Yeah, Perfect Effect combiner upgrades. The first one is it's PC 21. It's for the Dinobots, and they look nice. Is this a similar engineering that they've used before, or is this new for this?
Yeah,
the coloring is different.
The coloring and probably some of the details are different, but it is just another hands and feet set.
Yeah. I do like the hands on this. They look a lot better than what we got.
Yeah, they do. I'm not crazy about the hands that we have in Power of the Primes.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the hand-foot guns from Combiner Wars better overall.
I don't like the 2 thumbs.
I mean, who's got 4 thumbs and,
I mean, they're robots. They could have
Volcanicus.
They absolutely could.
You can just fold one away.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
awkward.
I mean, it's actually really easy to just fold one down along the back, and it stops being so noticeable.
Yeah,
I just pop them off.
It's not the worst thing. Or pop them off. Yeah, then you got to pop them back on if you want to like attach the armor or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
depending.
It looks really nice. And
then PC-22 is a set for a Starscream combiner.
which I'm never going to use.
Which
And
we're
then they're
not sure
teasing-
who's. Yeah.
Then they are teasing a giant Fall of Cybertron style sword for Volcanicus.
Yeah.
And a body upgrade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a body filler thing like they did for Menasor and that mold family and the Combiner Hunter sword.
That I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
that would probably help the Dinobots.
Yeah.
Volcanicus
sure
needs
seems to.
some work, so I mean, the only thing is, and you can tell by the way they're posing him, his legs are a little too skinny, which is kind of why they have him crouched down, but it kind of makes him look heavy up top.
Yeah, which is not entirely undesirable for a Dinobot combiner. I think to look bulky in that particular way. I will want to see like actual photos posed by people other than Perfect Effect to see how well that actually works.
Yeah, and this is presumed to be PC-23 and has not been actually announced yet. They just kind of used that as part of the teaser imagery for the hand and foot upgrades.
Okay, hey, so guess what? I want to thank everybody out there who uses our Amazon link at tfradio.net/Amazon. Whether you buy Pez, whether you buy toilet paper, toothpaste, garbage bags, anything, we appreciate you. You help pay for the show, and damn it, is it expensive. tfradio.net/Amazon. This week, actually, on Twitter today, I shared a photo. Over the last 6 months, I've nearly placed one Amazon order per day. I got dog food in the mail today, and it's so much cheaper than bothering to go to the store, leaving my house. I've effectively become a hermit because of tfradio.net/Amazon, and I just want to thank Amazon for the opportunity to not have to engage with other human beings at retail
We were
establishments.
thinking about this earlier too, with you having the Transformers Prime, an Amazon Prime subscription. You're actually like making money doing this too.
Sorta. So if
So
assuming
it's totally the Dynamics principle. It makes sense.
So 167 orders in 6 months. If I were to have spent $4 per shipping per order, that's like $640. Or $668 if you do the math. And
so I mean, your Amazon Prime subscription has paid for itself like 5 times over.
and sometimes I order like 55-pound bags of dog food, free shipping. Yep.
Free shipping and also the hatred of your carriers.
Yeah, that's true.
By
And that's
comparison,
priceless.
Brian, I've ordered a quarter as much as you have in the last 6 months.
Yes. So it is very useful if you can do that. tfradio.net/Prime. If you're not a member of Amazon Prime, it's awesome. Hey, Rob, what's on T-Formers this week?
Okay, well, we've got 2 more installments in my year-end wrap-up stuff. My favorite Transformers comics of the year and my 4 favorite news stories of the year, which until I'd written that one, I had forgotten exactly how long we had kept going on the box sets and their contents. That was a story that pretty much lasted the whole year and was a lot of fun to puzzle through, and will basically be finished when I finally have a head for Grotesque, I guess. But, and of course, also we have got XV's reviews for Road Trap and Battle Slash, which are up on T-Formers right now and on YouTube at T-Formers TV.
Sweet.
I still need to film Battle Trap itself. I didn't have time to today.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see
Bad
that.
trombone.
Yeah. Hey, Don, what's on the network this week?
What's on the network this week? Superhero Time presents that one episode of Star Trek, Threshold. Voyager's infamous Space Salamanders episode, Threshold, marks the 100th episode and the finale of that one episode of Star Trek.
I cried.
This is the episode that set the pattern for 99 previous podcasts, and what a ride it's been. What have we seen in this time? We span from planet Africa, Piglet being Jack the Ripper, and making Scotty murder whores. A comprehensive analysis of the complete run of Star Trek the Animated Series, and possibly even a movie or two. Oh, and let's not forget the most recent contribution, powering a Starship's experimental drive system with mushrooms.
No, with shrooms.
With shrooms. Sorry, with shrooms.
There's an important difference there, Don.
Okay. From all of us who have been taking part in bringing you superhero time in whatever form for the past 8 years, thanks for sticking with us. We hope you enjoy what we had to offer, but expect that you probably did.
That's awesome. Hey, so while we're talking about it, so the one thing I love about that one episode of Star Trek, besides the content,
That it ended?
but it's evergreen content. So now that we have all 100 episodes in place, I'm probably going to do more promotion of it than I did when we were still recording it.
You should focus on the episodes where we covered animated series episodes, because Hey Mickey asserts we're probably the only Star Trek podcast that's ever talked about all of that show, and I have no idea whether that's true or not, but we should totally run with that.
Yeah, we totally should. But no, like I need to be better with promotion. I've fallen off in the last 4 months because of crazy work schedule.
I'm terrible at self-promotion, so I have no room to talk in this case.
So, but I'm totally going to start pushing it more, just because the series is done, and it's a review series, so the content will last forever.
Yeah. And there's 100 episodes for you to cycle through on the auto tweet thing.
Yeah.
And not a single one of them. Not a single one of them is Darmok.
Tycast, what were you saying?
I said, does that mean Chris will last forever?
Yes.
On the internet.
So
yes.
I don't
because it's a podcast that goes out on the internet.
There's a lot of JD talk on it. Sort of broke my heart a little bit. So, but yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Go ahead.
I mean, we kind of couldn't not talk about JD somewhat, since in his own roundabout way he was the inspiration.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
How was your weekend? Episode 26. New Year's resolutions? What's that? On this episode, Wendy and Brian discuss New Year's resolutions. Why do we do them? Do they work?
No, they don't.
Nope.
Hey, I'm
Being
doing
awesome.
one right now. Stop it.
You're
Being
doomed.
awesome. Being Awesome with Rob Springer, episode 132, While You Were Out. This week in Awesome, Rob recounts his holiday break, some of the things he got for Christmas, and some of the neat stuff coming to stores soon. All this, and he sniffs and coughs a few times, too. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine and check out zonebase.org.
So Rob is going to relaunch Being Awesome. He gave me a sneak peek last night of what he's planning on doing. I'm really excited about it.
So it's going to be a new number one?
No. It's going to be a new format, but we're not going to relaunch with all episode numbers. So I'm excited.
It'll be the point one, so it'll be the point.
I love that it's different. It's differentiated content. He's doing something that nobody else is doing. So
Cool.
So I'm really excited about that. I love that stuff.
Rob was showing off some of the photos of the Leonard Rampage toys on Facebook the other day, and I actually saw some of those at Walmart yesterday. So they're out there already, and they actually look kind of neat. That movie looks like exactly what I would make if I was going to make a parody of both bad movie trailers and bad adaptations of video games. But the toys actually look pretty good.
My Walmart's currently in the middle of a modular reset, so the toy aisle is a complete disaster and has nothing new, so I didn't get to see these myself today.
Well, that's about the only thing new they had. So some very nice person checked to see if there were any Rodimus Primes on the card of things they were about to set out, but no dice.
That was nice of them.
It was. It really was.
Get the Skinny, episode 62. You're not going to turn green and triple in size. John and Brian are back. They talk about the recent article about U.S. News on the best diets. Most of all, we catch you up on where we are in our fitness and weight loss journeys.
Not in a good spot.
And I'm about to start the worst diet on the list.
Yes, you are.
What's the best diet?
There's one called the Mediterranean diet and one called the Dash diet. Okay. They tied for best.
What's worst?
Keto diet.
I know somebody on Twitter doing that.
Yeah.
That is what my brother and his girlfriend just started too.
Apparently,
is that the worst? I mean, the hardest or the one that
unhealthy? It's not healthy. It's not healthy or sustainable.
Yeah.
We'll see.
RPG Lessons Learned, episode 36. Raleigh Police Glow Squad. Case of the Gummy Bears. Savage Worlds. Dusty interviews Brian and Mike about their Savage Worlds game at Mace 2017. Brian and Mike thought they were playing a Gummy Bears game. Maybe they should read the game descriptions a little more closely. There
Yeah.
Goes My Money, episode 34. Motor Master Monkey eats an Oreo Prime. XV, Eric, and Jason join Diecast to ring in the new year with pre-orders for Generation Toys T-Beast, Planets X Charon, and an official third-party Megatron.
Sweet. Diecast, you have some reviews up, don't you? On RFC Reviews?
Yes, I have Unique Toys Lockdown, which went up, which Jason reminded me of. And then last night I put up Power of the Primes Optimus Prime because he is awesome. Definitely a review worth checking out because those leader class figures are starting to show up more and more on shelves. I noticed Power of the Prime's Optimus Prime in my Walmart today. There was no Rodimus Prime around, which was strange because someone made the wrong choice. But yeah, they're starting to show up now. So if you think you might want to pick it up, check out the reviews, and hopefully that helps you out.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so you can find this episode at tfradio.net/553. We are on Twitter at tfradio, and on the Facebooks at facebook.com/tfradio, and occasionally on Instagram at tfpodcast. I am personally on Twitter at bkilby. And I post to Instagram way more than the TF Radio account does. That's at Brian Kilby. Don, where are you at?
I can be reached at I really want that unicronlamp.com. No, I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.
Diecast.
You can reach me on YouTube at RFC Reviews. Always leave a comment if you watch a video. Just let me know you're watching it. Also on Twitter at Diecast2, and also on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast.
And the easiest way to get a hold of RFC Reviews is just go to tfradio.net/reviews, and it takes you right there.
Yep.
And Chris.
You can find John DeLuna at that John D everywhere.
He just slipped away. Chris's photos can be found at flickr.com/ChrisRTXV.
That's right.
They're awesome.
And when I do full galleries, they're on tformers.com.
Oh, can I mention we have a Tumblr too? Because I started.
Do we ever maintain it?
I'm starting to post to it.
Thank you. Bless you, child. So we have stuff at auto post to it. And
well, that's not the same as maintaining it.
no, it's not. But Diecast asked for the password last night, so I re-forwarded Diecast the email where he asked for it in 2013, and it still works, which shows you how often I look at it. So
evidently, yes.
Yeah.
Were you drunk last night?
No, I was just doing that Prime review, so I was like, maybe I'll put it there.
Where is that? Is it tfradio.tumblr.com or tumblr.tf? I don't know. I have no idea how Tumblr works.
I'd say search Tumblr, but don't.
Yeah.
Search.
It's tfradio.photobucket.com.
Oh, holy crap.
Geez.
All of our stuff automatically goes to Tumblr, so there are probably people on Tumblr who do look at this, so.
Oh
yeah.
Hi.
Hello. Actually, God, I'm going to show it right here. Obviously, people know that we don't look at this because the live stream is linked from there, but it's just text. It says full story. And it gives like a link in Radio Free Cybertron live stream. There's a picture of Lou Ferrigno from yesterday's Get the Skinny.
Skinny.
Yeah. Well, it gets posted whether anybody looks at it or not. I have no idea.
Okay, you say you scared me there when you said picture Lou Ferrigno, and I thought, what's happened to him?
No, he's still ripped. He is still a beast. Rob.
I am on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Flailthroughs. Also on YouTube at Flailthroughs. I am currently still doing Gundam side stories and got in one of the survival mode rounds in Gundam Versus over the weekend. Turns out there's a feature for that I really like where it lets you try out some of the DLC mobile suits very briefly during the survival mode. So since they're $5 a pop and there's already 20 of them with more coming, that is not a bad idea. Yeah, the DLC for the game would be for Gundam Versus would currently be $100 just to get caught up with it. And there's already
thank you.
Yeah, there's already like 4 more mobile suits in the pipeline for it, I believe. So yeah, that's what's going on with that.
They're maintaining it, but damn.
Yeah, really. And, of course, all of our written work can be found at tformers.com, and the video reviews can be found on YouTube at tformers TV.
I'm going to work on Battle Trap tonight or tomorrow, so watch for that.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Jason, how do people get a hold of you?
I can be reached on Twitter and Instagram, although I don't do enough Instagram. I should do more Instagram. And I'm at Jason S. Kirk.
That's not how you're listed, though, is it?
No, I'm listed as Sir Jason Kirk.
Yes,
I am a knight of the No Agenda Roundtable.
How much did that cost?
This whole episode has been having me tell people how much I spend on.
No, that's diecast. I'm kidding. No agenda has it figured out when it comes to monetizing their stuff.
Yes, they have gotten $1,000 of my money to support them.
High five. Okay, that's amazing.
How did we get in on that?
We need more listeners, and we need to brainwash them.
Yeah,
I am not brainwashed.
No,
I am not brainwashed.
Not you.
I am not brainwashed.
Not you. Okay, so we'll be back next week.
No, we should totally brainwash Jason. He obviously has lots of money to burn.
This is true. We need to brainwash Diecast.
Yeah. Are you sure we haven't?
That's possible.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
I took 6 or 8 weeks off that one time. When I came back, he was just here, and he's been the same the whole time. I don't know what you did to him in between there.
Okay. $1,075, Don.
Yeah, it's I can't Dononomics that.
For that much, you could buy a knighthood.
Very much true.
I can buy what?
A knighthood.
Oh,
You could be Sir Headmaster Don.
$1,000. Wow.
yeah, I know.
I am Sir Jason Kirk of the Starship
But
Enterprise.
that wasn't one go. That was over the course of several.
Oh no, I've been listening to them for probably 6 years now, 5 or 6. Although I think I probably sent my first contribution in 2013. I have a spreadsheet because they like you to keep track of that because it's hard for them to keep track of that many people.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yup.
I really love John C. Dvorak. I really do.
Marks, yeah.
I love that guy, but guess what? I can't listen to that podcast.
I know you've told me,
It just doesn't work for me.
and that's fine.
There's people I like in one context, but it doesn't mean I could or would enjoy listening to them talk on a podcast.
I've watched Cranky
Kinda like
Geeks.
Kilby.
Yeah, exactly. I watched Cranky Geeks and all the other stuff he's done like that, but man, I just can't do it. But I actually stopped watching stuff because of him when he left This Week when he was basically forced out of This Week in Tech. I gave it all up. I haven't watched it since.
Yeah, well, every of the people I watched on Twit got kicked off or
Fired.
Unceremoniously released by Leo. So
Yeah,
screw him.
I was a fan of Leo Laporte. I called it. I actually was on the air several times on ZDTV and Tech TV.
Right.
I was a listener of This Week in Tech since when it was Revenge of the Screensavers. When it was before it was even in episode 1. I started that was in 2005. With episode 2, and right after it started. So it was really hard. That was my favorite show. But guess what? Haven't listened in 3 years.
Nope. Yeah, my first January 29th of 2014 was my first. So actually, I did it in almost 4 years.
I try to support people that basically just do that their living is their stuff on Patreon.
Yeah.
A couple of podcasts, and there's a couple that I've just stopped because I just can't do their show anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. We've talked about some of those.
Yeah, but I will gleefully give money to Retronauts as long as I have a Patreon. I love that show, even if one of their hosts is kind of crazy.
I think Joe likes that one too.
I found out recently that one of the hosts on Retronauts is kind of wacko.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's all well and good.
Man, I haven't listened to that in a long time.
Well, if you listen to something for long enough, you find out everybody's wacko.
I'm wacko.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just never hit it in the first place, so
No. Actually, I probably tried to hide it, but it sneaks out. And obviously, you guys know all my hang-ups, so you guys are most of all aware of how freaking wacko I am. Actually, probably more so than I am.
I'm not saying that some of us have conversations about that when you're not around. I'm not saying that.
You're gonna make him paranoid. Don't do that.
I've walked in on the conversations effectively, so
I'm not saying you haven't.
yeah. No, I just expect that.
I'm also not saying you're the only one that we have these conversations about, because you're not.
Now you're gonna make me paranoid.
I was referring to you, Diecast.
Okay, so let's see what we got going on. It's nearly 10 o'clock. We ran a little long.
A little?
We went about an hour and a half.
We spent an hour before we got to This Week in History.
Was it really?
Close to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
This Week in History might have been the hour mark.
And what an hour mark it was.
Well, you know, I mean, I picked pretty well this week.
Yeah, one good thing and one thing that was terrible.
Again, give with one hand, take with the other.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I was doing. I actually found Life Can Be Sacrificed for Peace on Earth first, and then added Starscream's Brigade afterward.
Who's Jeremy?
Tony Bozzi in the chat is asking, "Hey, what happened to Don's show? It's a Don deal."
We need to record it. Hey, Don, you want to do it? You want to do it right now? I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Let's just randomly call people real quick. Hold up.
Who can we call?
No, don't.
Yeah, call Triplet. He's probably playing
Final Fantasy or Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
I'm calling myself. Never mind. I'm joking.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, just. I mean, I'm off. We can do it Monday night, Brian, because I'm off Tuesday. I'm off Tuesday, but I go in at 4 on Wednesday. Or you can just let me know when's good for you, and I can try to work around.
So I had a conversation with the wife today about how I'm doing something basically every day of the week. So I've got to make sure that if I do something, it's not a day where I'm free. Because literally, I record Monday. Tuesday is usually free, which I need to say that way. There's Wednesday, Thursday, every other week. I'm
You're
doing
doing anything important on Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. Thursday, every other week is like D&D. Maybe I'll just get fired or something.
Maybe not do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although, boy, I've hit the 5-year mark at my place of employment.
Congrats.
And it's wearing. It's wearing. Like I'm like, wow, this is getting.
I'm at
fun.
I'm at nearly 15 years, so.
Oof.
I hit 20 at my place about 2 months ago.
Yeah,
3 months ago.
Hey, so about me being paranoid and everything, it's gotten better, I feel, right?
I think the fact that you're asking that question proves it hasn't.
That was the joke. Man, you know, I'm using this microphone tonight, but I'm going to go back to the other one because it just feels weird.
Sounds good, though.
It does sound good, but it sounds almost exactly like the other mic.
Well,
Yeah.
If it sounds the same, why worry about switching out?
I love the other mic though. It's the mic that I used for 16 years when I worked at the radio station.
It's a sentimental mic.
It's a sentimental microphone.
Brian's office is sentiment.
Yeah, that my whole life is basically nostalgia. Like, it's kind of funny how I'm not going to name names. I almost named a name, but a friend was who's into toy collecting and such was seeing a therapist for some issue, and the therapist asked them about their hobbies. They talked about collecting toys and everything, and this whole thing about the nostalgia and what are they missing out of their life now that they want to return to their youth. And
well, happiness, hope, prospects for the future.
Yeah,
money.
But like, I am way worse than that person is. So, what's happened to Don Smooth NPR Mike? Mike Honcho, I love that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Honcho. God, I love that movie. His smooth NPR mic. I'm
using the smooth NPR mic.
Yeah, it's the same mic that he was using a couple weeks ago. He broke the other one.
Well,
What happened?
I came in a while ago. The microphone stand had fallen over. The computer monitor was like this.
Was it massive?
And I guess, or it just, maybe the person below me slammed the front door too hard and the microphone fell off the box it's sitting on to give me the extra height. I don't know. And the plug you saw had half pulled apart coming out of the back of the computer.
Yeah, I'm suspecting cat.
Yeah. Sounds very cat.
Can we send Mike or Don a mic arm?
I want one.
Well, I had one, and Brian sent me the floor stand because the mic arm creaked too bad whenever I moved because there was not a lot of slack, and the spring on the mic arm would creak.
Yeah, you kept hitting it, and it was making a horrible reverberating noise.
Yeah, because the only place I have to put it that has any lip on this desk is the slide out writing table that comes out of the desk. Yeah. And it's kind of, wobbly.
Yeah.
In case anyone in the chat is wondering, Rodimus did survive the toss.
Oh,
there's a bed here. It wasn't. I knew what I was doing.
Same thing when I toss stuff over my shoulder for dramatic effect.
So I know your bed's back there, but I didn't know Jason's bed was back there. So that's your bedroom?
It's not my bed. I don't sleep in here.
Then why is there a bed in there?
Well, this is the office / spare room.
Ah, there you go.
Although, to be fair, the last person who had to sleep in here because there were guests was me. But still, it's not my bed.
There's no room for a bed in this room. I don't actually. Diecast has been here, but I've done quite a bit of work since he was here. There's even less room. Oh, and Diecast, Diecast will be here. You may. Yeah, I guess you will be. You'll be here.
Yeah, I already sent you their itinerary.
I know that. I'm just trying to think if it worked out timing wise where you would be staying or not. But yeah.
Hey, Brian, how close are you to the Outer Banks?
Quite a way.
Oh, yeah. Poop. Because I will be in North Carolina in June, but I will be at the beach.
I'm probably 4 hours away.
Where are you going, Jason?
Avon.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. It's the Outer Banks is actually for me and Brian. It's going because I live almost straight above Brian by about 2 hours or 2.5 hours or so.
Oh yeah.
So it's about a 4-hour drive. Funny story, just to entertain the post show stuff. Back when I was a kid, we were going to Hatteras, and the only way to Hatteras Island is on a bridge, unless you take the ferry. And the traffic stopped. We didn't know what was going on. I must have been 8 or 9 years old, so this was a while back. And we got out of the car to see what we thought was a wreck on the bridge or something. There was a water spout on the sound because the bridge covered the sound going to the island. There was a small water spout on they're churning and coming towards the bridge, and people had stopped on the bridge to look at the water spout.
Yeah, rubbernecking sucks so bad.
Yeah, but I mean, someone locally said, "Oh, don't worry, we get them all the time. That's a small one." And I'm like 8 or 9 years old. Even I know what a water spout is. It's a tornado over water. It was the same thing as a tornado, but it like dissipated still several hundred feet from the bridge. It just kind of just went poof and just was gone. So but I remember him saying that they get them all the time. They're just the way the weather patterns are there in the Outer Banks. You get them all the time coming up, lasting a few seconds, a few minutes, and they just disperse. But yeah, that was kind of weird seeing a water spout just like right out there.
I bet.
But we were staying with friends and we went crabbing and did some fishing. The Outer Banks is really nice, but you have to like the beach because that's all it is beach. It's like from King Aladdin, the King of Thieves. Sand, it's everywhere. Get used to it.
Yes, it is. I've never actually been. I don't really have much of a desire to go.
It's nice to go there. I mean, if you can go in the off season, it's quiet. There's a lot of tourist places. There's a lot of great restaurants out there, and you can take a little boat cruise along the intercoastal waterway. We did that. Actually, there was I think I was in college, and one of the college professors rented a charter boat and took all of his students out on just a post-graduation thing, and we went out into the ocean about 2 or 3 miles. You could still see the bank, but we were still about a mile or two out, but you could still see land. And we had dolphins swimming alongside the boat. You look down and you saw the dolphins swimming beside of us. So that was
Miami Dolphins or
no prototype Nintendo GameCube.
Yeah. Actually, these dolphins could probably catch stuff. Sorry.
Ooh.
Sorry.
You're not
My
wrong.
mom. Okay, I'm not a football fan by any means. My mom, for some reason, wasn't either, but she hated the Miami Dolphins. I can never figure out why. The only thing she said is she hated Marino, but she never said why. Just she did for some reason.
Okay.
So John just put in our Skype chat a link to a Lego ship in a bottle.
Hey, John.
I saw this earlier, and my one complaint with this, hi John, my one complaint with this is that the seam from the bottle part that runs along the middle circumference of it completely ruins the illusion.
Yeah, it does.
If they could have done without that, it would actually work really well, I think, because the existing seam lines without the connector pieces are low key enough that you don't really latch onto those visually near as much.
And what was that, John, about that $20,000 Lego collection?
Yeah, somebody was selling their Star Wars Legos for 20 grand. Apparently, though, there are singular Lego Star Wars sets that are going for like 10 grand.
What?
Like the original release of the Millennium Falcon.
Jeez.
It's like 10 grand now. It's not even. It's like a big set. It's like 7,000 pieces, but
this is what Diecast likes the KO of.
Big, but the Taj Mahal and even some of the other big, I guess Titan class, if you want to call it that, sets are like 3,000, between 3,000 and 4,000 pieces. So it's not like outrageously huge, but it's shocking, and I don't know. I forgot the days of when Transformers went for several $1,000s. Like that's long.
You remember when like a loose Starscream would go for like $200 or $300?
Remember how much Predaking used to go for?
It's ridiculous. I love deflation happens.
Well, especially when reissues happen.
Well,
it's at this point, people can't give away a Predaking.
Yeah, that was also just generally the fact that there were fewer official. I mean, when I say official, there are fewer original toys or toys in general available because not everybody was on the internet at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It was an artificial
scarcity.
bottleneck. Yeah, scarcity. Better word.
How's that vehicle mode, Diecast?
Man, it's a parts former. First off, Hot Rod is a parts former, which I don't like. And to get this all tabbed in everywhere it's supposed to be tabbed in is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, you tab it in one place. The worst part for me is no matter what side, no matter the order of operations you do, is one panel on. I think it's this leg over here that you try to get it lined up with the wheel well, and then the feet pop off or the other side pops off. I
don't have that problem.
it's just like a micrometer off. I finally got it tabbed together. But then it just sort of sat there, and I heard it go pop.
How does it compare to MPO9, which is a pain in the butt?
Believe it or not, I have never transformed my Rodimus. I took him out and put him on the shelf, and
Probably
I've never
smart.
transformed him.
Getting him back into Winnebago mode is always kind of a challenge.
This, I think I'm gonna go Jason's route and leave it in.
I think we're gonna throw it.
Well, that too, but no, I'm gonna leave it in vehicle mode because I think I like the vehicle mode better than I like the Rodimus Prime mode.
That's
The Hot Rod robot is okay.
Yeah.
Not great, but it's okay.
Right.
Like,
With
I
the
don't think
car-
I'm as down on. I don't think I'm as down on Rodimus Prime as most people seem to be.
It's-
But it's not a great toy.
So, is there a hot rod vehicle mode?
yeah.
Karma, okay.
Yeah, but it's a parts warmer because the
No, Hot Rod does not parts form.
the vehicle mode does.
No.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Hot Rod?
Hot Rod
Rod.
transforms.
Yes, Hot Rod
fine.
himself comes off of the back part, but
Yeah, but
I don't
Hot
know
Rod
that-
transforms from robot to vehicle mode himself without parts
Oh,
forming.
see,
Yeah.
when I took it apart, the windshield and the piece with the spoiler were still attached.
The roof comes off pretty easily, but it is not a requirement to do that to transform it.
Oh,
right.
That's just the way it's constructed.
Yeah,
All right.
Oh, mine
it-
didn't come off. Huh?
it's just that mushroom peg being not as strong as the connector just making up in where the spoiler goes. So when you pull it off, the mushroom peg disengages and the spoiler's left behind. But you can pull the spoiler out and still click it back on Hot Rod, no problem.
Okay, mine was totally apart when that's
Yeah,
why I was like,
That's
it's
just
parts
a
form.
weird tolerance issue kind of thing.
Yeah, mine came off one or two times, but it transforms leaving all that stuff on. The only parts forming, strictly speaking, is putting Rodimus Prime's arms on Hot Rod's legs.
I also feel like I'm going to break the smokestacks when I rotate them.
A lot of people have broken the smokestacks.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I have not experienced I haven't experienced the stresses that people seem to be experiencing, so hopefully mine's put together the right way. The leading cause of that seems to be that the pin is not fired quite straight. So that's probably going to be a luck of the draw thing.
Yeah, is it me or did on that picture Mickey posted? Did the pin itself look like twisted?
That'd be pretty bad since that should be metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see.
And boy, those stickers sure do stink.
It just looks jagged.
Oh, baby.
I think the jagged on there is the plastic.
Okay,
Maybe.
it was hard for me to tell.
I have a feeling we're going to get a really good 1 cent set from Toy Hacks on one of these Power of the Primes figures.
Oh,
Yes,
that'd be
I think what we're seeing. I think what we're seeing in this picture is the plastic sleeve that goes down into the arm,
Okay.
and then the metal pin is just the little round part right in the very middle of it, which is actually you can see off at an angle.
So I'm going to share a video for you guys, and I may put it in the YouTube chat too. It's something that somebody just posted to Facebook. If I had unlimited money, this would be what my collection would be like.
Ooh.
People watching
Dear
live.
Lord.
Unlimited money. It's all the money.
Well, maybe not like unlimited money.
Wow.
It's just like
Huh.
mini duplicates of G1 stuff, which I do accidentally
You would
anyway.
get duplicates?
And AT-AT-Y.
Have you met me?
Well,
Holy!
I don't know. This seems...
Excessive.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a duplicate
I think this
guy. I
person
don't get
just
that.
missed having toy stores full of Transformers so much they just had to replicate that in their home.
I
Yes,
guess.
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Kinda looks
Exactly
like
what
it.
this looks like.
It's beautiful.
it'd be
Diecast
like,
is
well,
gonna
I
like a
have
certain part of this.
9 reflectors already. Let's just go get another
But
one.
only one dial.
Reflector's nothing. I've got a dozen jet fires.
All perfectly
Yeah.
white.
I
Although
love.
I'm pretty sure one of those was just a Valkyrie.
I love this room.
Probably.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
too much for me.
Yeah, it just looks like
Oh, and there's some Ninja
looks
Turtles.
weird to me.
And then there's an Armada Unicron that snuck in somehow.
Well, that's the 2010 reissue of it, which is supposed to be a G1 Unicron.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
See, I think if I was like a mint and package collector, I would actively try to replicate for my display space like a Toys R Us aisle.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now those duplicates, because it's like, the octanes and all that. That's probably with different patches, like the prizes in disguise posters, different posters, different patches from the iron-on things, different running changes on the Megatrons. I think there was some color variations on the Megatron. See, the US Megatron had. There was some kind of running change on the US Megatron in the box, but I can't remember if it was the silver color or something. But I think Brett or Plasticon have mentioned it over at TFYLP that there was a running change on G1 Megatron in the box, but it was a very small change. But it was still, if you're a variant collector, it's something you want to get.
I don't share much. I don't often share things like this to the RFC Facebook page, but that totally got a share.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Wonder if that's someone who was spoken to for
Probably not.
toys that.
So this person's obviously on the internet, but we often talk about people who aren't like active on like the groups or whatever that just have stockpiles and stockpiles of toys. I mean, there are people out there who have collections like this that we never hear from.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, rich people. Don't like to brag constantly, I guess.
Holy.
Whoever took that video is bragging their face off.
Yes. Bragging something off.
Oh. AFA's garbage.
Also, what the fuck
Sorry.
with that price? Am I out of touch? Is that fair?
Are they? They're not even graded. They are graded. 85.
No,
88.
John.
I'm
John,
gonna offer like $100.
No, John, it's the children who are wrong.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Just a little.
Hey,
By a factor of
Hey, Doc.
20.
Yeah.
Hey, Diecast, just to let you know, that kind of butthole low bidding is now why you're on my blocked bidders list.
No, that's okay. I mean, that's fair, but I think it's okay for Diecast to do that to this person.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you
Thanks.
do?
We sent your offer to I Am Ratchet.
Oh God, $20,000.
22.
No, this is for Megatron.
That is incredibly
First,
well
has
preserved.
really good feedback, though. I'm kind of impressed by that. You don't see a lot of people with feedback in the 5 digits, and they're only like 0.1% off perfect.
Dang.
I got the
That's
best.
really uncommon.
This $20,000 Megatron is shipping from North Carolina.
You can find it up.
Okay, go assemble strike team. And
Brian. Hey, Brian.
Yeah, usually something like this, I would know who it is. Something
Yeah, Brian,
this nice,
look at the city.
it would be Eric.
Yeah, Brian, look at the city.
I am. I don't know where that is.
You guys are like cackling, like something.
Where is
bad
that? Where is
happened.
that, Don?
It's in your backyard.
No, that's Morrisville, not Mooresville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Don.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I saw that.
It was secretly Brian.
okay, I see. They sell like McFarlane Halo figures at semi-reasonable prices to bolster their feedback for when they sell, $17 trillion Transformers.
Whoa, wait a minute. Is this is that same Minosaur? This is the same G2 Minosaur.
Is
Isn't
it
it?
the same pictures?
So they get just
Yeah.
traded everywhere,
At
back
least-
and forth.
At least, I think the seller's the same.
Probably is. That seller had more than one set. Yeah, it's the same seller.
Yeah.
There was kind of a thing about that. So like the first set was like heavily promoted being like the one complete G2 Menasor set. We all remember that, right?
Yeah.
But then several months later, oh look, another one turned up, and then everybody kind of got really pissed off. And then after that, nobody was willing to pay out 5 figures for a G2 Menasor anymore.
Well, that's the
Go
Z,
figure.
That's the Z Sales 75.
Yeah.
So what is up with this $20,000 MP36?
It's the best of all the auctions. Is what it is. That's a guy that gets it.
What? I mean,
It comes with the coin. That must be what it is.
Like a Bitcoin, right? Maybe.
A Bitcoin would.
what? There's no
2 weeks ago
reason.
would have done it.
There's no explanation as to why this is $20,000.
Nope.
Because he's going to send it to AFA and get graded when you pay that.
That
What?
one person's watching it.
They're just curious, maybe.
Yeah,
I'll watch
That's
it. I got
probably one of us.
I mean, if you go down like this list, like really, like all you do is like search Transformers
Oh,
on
and
eBay.
5 are available.
Awesome.
I think that must be a mistake because it's probably it says from
it's a
China,
mistake.
Hong Kong, so maybe they put it in yuan instead of
Well, somebody better tell him.
yeah.
Would that
There's-
figure
there-
right? Like, would that conversion make sense?
It would make it at about $200, I think. So
No,
yeah,
yeah, that would actually be about right, wouldn't it?
Awesome.
yeah. I think that's a mistake.
Stuff on here
Oops.
like is kind of equally confusing, I guess, to me. It's like Gnaw for $7,000, case fresh. Like, have you seen Gnaw, my friend?
I mean, like, in a perverse way, I could see $7,000 for a sealed case of G1 Gnaw.
Sure.
Right.
Like the entire shipping case.
Yes.
Pristine.
Something bizarre and
Something
unique.
that's a real unusual thing to ever find like that. I could totally see that. Also, I want to break in here and just agree with Captain Rufus that's in the chat. Energon did have really awesome Scout or basic size figures.
Yes.
So they have a G1 Galvatron that you can. It says AFAM. Not that they've done it for you, but they want $8,000 for it with $175 in shipping. That's ridiculous. I am happy with the Mitten Box Galvatron I got on eBay in 1998 for $20.
Yeah.
I lucked
Yeah,
out.
that was a weird time.
I lucked out and got one because somebody had posted it in the wrong category.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I used to love when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had stuff happen like that as late as 2000, for sure.
But not that
So-
that's always valuable, but
So there's an auction here for a Transformers Lucky Draw Crayola Convoy
I'm looking at
Robot
that.
Masters. I had no idea that was a thing.
Neither did I.
I vaguely remember that, but I vaguely remember a lot of stuff. I have problems.
I love the colors on this. That's
I was gonna say
phenomenal.
I want a Prime in this color scheme.
Hey, John, you got a link?
Yeah.
That is
Oh, I want
phenomenal.
Somebody do a Prime in this.
You know, we could do a YouTube show of just us looking at crazy crap on eBay.
Technically we are.
Yes.
Yes, this is true. Don,
Yes, I do remember this.
I love
Yeah.
this.
Wow, that's
Oh,
great.
yes.
I think
yes.
this was something you had to send a certificate from a magazine in to enter for.
Yes, I do remember this. This
Yeah.
is not that old.
Well, no, it's Robot
no,
Masters.
it's- yeah.
2004, 2005.
Which is
No.
almost 15 years ago.
No. I mean, I think they did this
More recently,
relatively recently when they brought some of the Robot Master molds back out for other filler things.
Nope, December 2004, according to the description.
Okay, because I
Dang,
I'm
14
also
years
going to look
ago.
and see if the wiki has more detail on this.
See, that I can understand they got
Yeah, no,
AFA graded. It was a 1 of 10.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, I get that. Also, like, I can understand the, like, when they put up original, like, art, like, literally, like, painted G1 art. Like, that's,
Yeah.
like, unique. You know what I mean? Like, there's one of those. So, like, I totally get that kind of stuff.
Okay, so Robot Master G1 Conway was turning into a lucky draw figure. The color scheme into which user decorated was chosen through a children's coloring contest held in the pages of the December 2004 issue of TV Magazine. And the toy was produced in the winning entry. They also have a picture here, which I'm linking to in the Skype chat. I'll put it in the live stream chat too, since I'm logged in there for once, if I can actually get it to work. It actually won't let me post a URL, so somebody else is going to have to do that.
I'm showing it on the video.
There you go.
Yeah, God, that is glorious.
But yeah, there's a whole range of the other coloring entries. I actually like the second one.
Yeah.
The black and yellow and red.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a little
very,
bit conventional, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very that's very Hazmat Armada Sam's Club.
Yeah.
I also like that one on the very bottom, right next to the one they chose.
Mm-hmm. I like that one too.
Yeah.
I
No, there's some
kind of
actually
like.
really cool color schemes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the first one on the middle row, the orange, it's the orange and yellows.
Yeah.
That's very vibrant. I like the one immediately below that, even though it looks like it's just Hotspot.
God, that makes my day.
It looks like that unproduced hero Optimus Prime.
Now,
Yeah, a little bit.
this would be a good thing. I mean, not that same mold, an actual mold.
Yeah,
that
they'll
didn't
make
suck.
Power of the Prime's Optimus in this Lucky Draw color scheme, and I'll buy it.
Yeah, this is the thing third parties need to be looking at. Someone giving us a better toy in these colors.
Also, I'm always amazed when I see it again to be reminded how much of a piece of crap that Robot Master's Optimus Prime toy is.
Oh,
It is.
God, it's such a terrible thing. I think mine broke and I didn't even care. I think mine literally broke.
I
at the
sold
spin
mine for like
unit.
$30.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the Robot Master's Leo Convoy, the like metallic colors one. It's actually really nice.
Oh, there's a metallic version of it? I didn't know that.
Yo, if
The
alternators could go for that much, I would sell mine right now.
What is
There's
it?
15 people watching it. What John just posted.
I think it's like all of them, effectively.
That's why I have all of them.
Well,
Well, that's
All mine are boxed.
Yeah. Then there for all the flack people give alternators, there's some pretty damn good figures in there.
How much did they cost originally? $30?
20 to 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
20.
man, can you imagine that for $20? Whether you like it or not, getting that much toy for $20.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Skids. It lives up on one of my shelves. It's actually the only alternator I own.
27 alternators, I think. Yeah, 27.
Of course, there's also no telling how long this listing has been here for.
Yeah.
Yeah, his only other listing is the Apex armor set for $190.
I gave a friend at work, because he had a Mustang and he was leaving, I gave him my alternator's wheel jack, and at one point it was like selling for $50 or $60. Looks like I could buy one now for next to nothing.
Yeah, the market on alternators really fell apart.
I don't like that model.
I can tell you for absolute certain that this collection is not worth $2,000 boxed or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still love my Prime.
I never got Mirage or Hot Rod.
I still
Well, wasn't
love
Hot Rod an
Mirage.
SGCC exclusive?
Yes.
And that was one of the early ones, too, where it was literally impossible to get on the site and get them, too.
Yep.
$45.
I tell you that Hot Rod or Mirage mold of all the alternators figures and Battletech figures, that's probably one of the best ones they did.
Yeah. It was a Ford GT? Yeah, it's Ford GT.
I really like Smokescreen. He was the first one out, and he was very good.
He was still probably the best one, even though he was the first one.
Everybody hates that.
I don't know. I like it.
I think it's decent. I think I think the Hound mold was probably the best as far as I'm concerned, just because it was not a hideous, overcomplicated mess to transform.
I only have like a dozen of them at this point between giving and selling. But of all the ones I have, well, no, my favorite is it was Dead End. Because he is so pretty. But I don't like the mold as much as I like Smokescreen. Because, I mean, he has like those arm flaps and everything from the doors. I mean, the kibble sucks. Like, a Smokescreen is one of the few ones in my mind that really actually looks like a Transformer. And not just like a hideous, kibble monster.
Ravage is one of the weirdest ones because he turns into a jaguar. And,
that was one of the last two. Also, that was the ones that only came out because Walmart took them as exclusives. That and Rumble.
Rumble, yeah, and I was going to say Rumble's also pretty cool because he had the pile drivers.
But when it boils down to it, alternators is one of my least favorite lines. Period. Not a big fan at all.
I mean, what they were trying to do was really unique, and they were trying to make it 1/24 scale cars that turned
with interiors and stuff too.
Yeah, I appreciate what they were trying to do, especially because I was a die-cast car collector. So,
and the thing of it is, a lot of collectors keep forgetting that if we hadn't had them, we wouldn't have had the next thing, and then we would, it all builds on.
If we didn't have alternators, we wouldn't have had KISS players.
But
I mean, you know what I mean. They're pushing the technology from one step to the other. And
so we had Masterpiece before we had alternators, right? We had Optimus before the Smokescreen came out.
And the alternators really fall in the footsteps of the engineering of MP1.
Yeah.
It was not actually fun to transform.
I remember people being really upset when Optimus Prime was a Dodge pickup truck.
Yep.
At least he was a truck.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember people being upset, but I remember the toy.
Were you upset by the toy?
No, I don't remember that.
Maybe it was me who was upset. I don't know.
Possibly.
Could have been. I remember thinking that I wasn't big on how it looked. I just didn't like how the chest looked particularly.
It wasn't very Optimus-y.
Yeah, but was not the first or last time that was a thing. So
that's true.
Which packaging didn't you like, John?
All of it for alternators.
The bubble top, though.
Yeah, that's especially just kind of weird and funky, and I don't know. Especially when in the context of putting it like in the action figure aisle, it's just like all of a sudden, it's a row of
and they don't
cars
stack either.
Yeah, it's like terrific.
Well, they did that because they were also cross-selling to the collectible car people like Diecast who didn't care it was a Transformer. That way, you could display it and see all the sides for the most part, but you couldn't in the other box because they talked about that at BotCon one year. That's why they wanted to make it more collector friendly to be better visible in the box. That's why they changed the box styles.
I mean, I don't think that actually makes it more collector friendly. That makes it more shelf friendly. There's a difference, and it's not even that because they won't stack.
Yeah, I know my Trax is really rare because I have it in the original packaging and not that bubble packaging.
There were some figures through that did have it suffered from the power of the force syndrome, where you had transitional packaging on some figures versus others. So that was kind of. I remember trying to track down the Swerve. And I bought I think I bought the only one of two Swerves I ever saw, and my friend Fred bought the other. Because it was like, because trying to find alternators was impossible. It was like trying to find DC Universe Classics. If you're trying to find like an entire wave, you just couldn't because you had to find one here and one there. You just couldn't find the whole set. You might find.
Well, Smokescreen also shipped really heavy to start with. It was in the first 2 assortments, and a lot of the stories never made it past that point because of that.
I didn't even know the assortments because I wasn't in the online fandom at that point. I was just going into the store every week trying to see if they had something new.
Because I think the first assortment was just solid packed Smokescreen.
Yeah.
Then the second assortment was Smokescreen and Blue Streak, Silver Streak.
Yeah, because I know towards the end, just from talking to people at Toys R Us, because they knew me so much from going in there, is that they were coming in 2 per box.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Was that? I didn't think that was even made.
No, that's why it's that expensive.
Rodimus Supreme is asking how mad were people when Alternators Grimlock came out. Rob, you want to take this one?
Oh man, I forgot about that.
I was not mad that he was not a dinosaur because I was kind of that's just alternators. There's not like a floor model dinosaur they can replicate and put in a box like that. No, I was angry because it was so damn annoying to transform.
It sucks.
It is. I sold it rather than transform it back.
My worst.
I got it into the smallest shape I could get it into a shipping box in, put it on eBay, and got rid of it.
You tried to transform it, you couldn't, and then it just lived in a drawer until you sold it.
Yeah,
half transformed state.
The worst part about that toy for me is trying to get the shoulders to lock in place. Like when you try to set it down so the head sticks out. It's horrific.
If I remember right, that's the one I bought 2 of. That way I could transform one. Because I was keeping them, sealed in box.
How'd that work out for you?
They're sealed in box still.
Both of them?
You've had the superior experience to Rob, let me tell you.
Yes. And I got that relatively cheap as part of some kind of lot I got from somewhere too.
I think I have
I actually, from what I've handled of alternators and of Alternity, I actually like the Alternity toys better. They're smaller, but that also requires them to be a little bit more simple.
Yeah.
And there was some pretty good. I mean, the standard Red Optimus Prime is a good looking figure.
That's how it was laying on my shelf. I haven't touched this in probably 15 years. Yeah.
I have a leader class Sentinel Prime from Dark of the Moon in a box, partially transformed because I could never get the arms and legs to line up where it would close together. So it's just like in a box, just all origamied up.
Oh dear God!
Even
I
has
about
his sword. Poor Grimlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad trombone. Hey, do you guys want to drop off? It's getting about that time.
Whatever.
Might be a good time.
Or we want to hang around. I don't care.
Brian, you gotta buy some of those.
Show. I mean,
I just posted in the
What is this?
chat, like light up.
I was just looking at
Autobot
that.
Store
I think
display
Diecast
things.
needs that for his back wall.
Yeah.
You both need it.
You don't think I do?
Everybody. Well, I want to sell Brian on it first. Brian, I can get Brian to do things.
Yeah.
I'll leave the decision making to the rest of us.
You do know that I got him to buy a car to drive me to Texas, right?
Yeah, all I'm asking for is like an LED display of a transformer.
I have one like this already.
And didn't we have one from JD when he died? Didn't he have something like this? It was an acrylic display. I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I thought you took him with you, Brian.
I don't have him.
I think
I must have sold him.
Yeah,
I thought it was
because-
with you. No, I thought it was with you.
I mean, there's a
I'll
ginormous
post
amount of
mine to
stuff.
Twitter right now.
I like this actually.
Yeah, I think I'm going to head on out, guys. I'll get trying.
Okay, people watching live, we're going to go ahead and kill the stream. We will see you next week.
And if you want to see my Transformers sign, check it out on Twitter at Diecast2.
We'll see you. And he's already gone. And last stream. Bye, YouTube.